The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to cleanorigin.com.
For the latest on Capitol Hill, tune in to CBS's chief Washington correspondent, Major Garrett.
The Republican Party is one of our two major parties. It is a structural reality in American politics. And if most voters in that party believe that charges brought against former President Trump are so illegitimate that even if he were convicted, it would make no difference to occupy the presidency of the United States, then it says something about the country and the Republican Party.
Thursdays at 3:45 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 18th, our top story. Missing persons search becomes a homicide investigation in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. A 911 outage strikes the nation.
I'm Debbie Lozigan. We're looking pretty good across the system. No major delays or incidents up on the board. All is well. I'm Debbie Lozigan with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Mostly cloudy today with showers likely once again at a high of 53 degrees. We'll see decreasing clouds tonight, low down to 39. Right now at 48 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, there's a homicide investigation now underway in Milwaukee after a missing woman's body was found on the city's north side Wednesday.
41-year-old Tamika Stewart was found dead yesterday near the intersection of 29th and Ruby. She was last seen on Sunday, April 14th, near 10th and Center. Those two locations are roughly 7 minutes apart by car. The Milwaukee Police Department is investigating as a homicide. They have a 41-year-old male suspect in custody. The investigation is ongoing with charges pending from the Milwaukee DA's office. Jack Brown, WTMJ News.
Multiple police departments across 6 cities in 4 different states across the country are now investigating after it was reported that their 911 phone lines were down. What caused it remains unknown this morning. ABC's Josh Margolin explains why it'll be some time before that root cause is known.
There is no centralized 911 system in the country, so it's going to be some time before we know exactly how many systems are affected. But it does seem to be that there are quite a few that are affected. We don't actually know if this is some sort of an attack like what has been feared by law enforcement and intelligence officials.
Now, we should point out Wisconsin not on the list of the states that are impacted as of now. As of this morning, 911 use has been restored to parts of Nevada, while most of South Dakota has service once again, but Texas and Nebraska still operating on contingency plans.
Governor Tony Evers asking the Wisconsin State Supreme Court for significant changes in how state executes land stewardship programs. The Republican-led Joint Finance Committee had rejected dozens of conservation projects of late. Legislature says the rejections are within the committee's powers and established in precedent. No timeline has been established on when a ruling could be handed down.
Former President Donald Trump will be back in court this morning for his hush money trial in New York.
Jury selection will resume this morning. So far, only 7 jurors have been seated in the case. Attorneys for former President Donald Trump say they tried to serve porn star Stormy Daniels with a subpoena demanding information at an event at a bar in Brooklyn last month, but she walked away. Daniels is expected to testify about a payment she allegedly got in 2016 to stop her from speaking about a sexual encounter she had with Trump. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
So what would happen if former President Trump is indeed convicted in New York and yet still becomes president? Wisconsin's Afternoon News posed that question to a Marquette University law professor.
I think there are many uncharted areas.
If former President Trump were to be convicted of a felony before November, Associate Professor Christine Chabot tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News he could still run. But if convicted, what is the reality of him serving time behind bars?
In the federal cases, it's possible that he might pardon himself.
Julia Fallow, WTMJ News.
Another government boost to U.S. high-tech manufacturing is announced.
Over $6 billion in government support is going to Micron Technology to build factories to produce advanced memory computer chips near Syracuse, New York, and in Boise, Idaho. The Biden administration announcing it, including Uncle Sam's money. Micron plans to invest $100 billion in New York, creating an estimated 9,000 direct jobs and 40,000 construction jobs. The funding comes from the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act, which is funding expansion by chip makers in the U.S. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Boy, it was a great game at American Family Field Wednesday. Brewers break up the no-hitter.
Interesting. You call that a great game.
Yeah. Well, it was exciting.
7 innings of no-hit ball.
There wasn't a lot of offense. Okay, the debate continues at 6:15 in sports.
As the public awaits more information on a planned Milwaukee professional soccer team, a top-tier German professional team could become a partner with the organization.
According to an article in Bloomberg magazine, German club Eintracht Frankfurt could be planning a partnership with the as-of-yet unnamed Milwaukee team in areas such as talent development. Neither Eintracht nor Milwaukee Pro Soccer have commented on the article. Meanwhile, a planned start date for the new Milwaukee team remains up in the air. An original target of 2025 for the first season was postponed to 2026 last November, and work still has not begun on the planned 8,500-seat stadium downtown. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Settlement in the works for nearly 100 victims of former U.S. women's gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar. This lawsuit contends the FBI failed to properly investigate reports of sexual abuse and allowing the abuse to go on. ABC's Andrea Fujii.
The Inspector General's report found FBI agents failed to act for more than 14 months, allowing Nassar to abuse at least 40 more girls and women before his arrest in 2016. Specifics of the settlement have not been released, but if approved, the Justice Department could pay out approximately $100 million to the victims.
Among those who came forward, Olympic gold medal gymnast Simone Biles, teammates Allie Raceman and Michaela Maroney, as well as Maggie Nichols, speaking to Congress back in 2021.
And speaking of the Olympics, USA Basketball has selected its men's team for the Paris Games.
Got a lane, LeBron James.
LeBron James will be back at the Olympics for the first time in 12 years. Steph Curry headed to the games for the first time.
Durant!
And Kevin Durant's looking to make history as the first men's player to ever win 4 gold medals. They'll be among a star-studded lineup, including Bam Adebayo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Kawhi Leonard. Steve Kerr will be back as coach. The Americans are going into the games ranked number 1 in the world. They won gold topping France at the last games in Tokyo. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
How come they didn't pick Giannis? He plays for Greece.
Wrong country.
Right. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
There are approximately 678,000 current or former employees, retirees, and beneficiaries of the Wisconsin retirement system, covering state and local government employees, including local police, firefighters, and publicly employed teachers. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ Steve Scafidi for a special webinar, Understand Your WRS Potential, Tuesday, April 30th, 4 p.m. What does your most recent statement mean? What might you be missing? This free webinar is designed to answer your questions. Register at annexwealth.com/events.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:10.
All right, still looking pretty good. Clear as a bell all over the place. No major incidents, and we are moving along just fine. So even through the construction zones. Yeehaw! I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy skies are building back in this morning. We'll see the chance for some scattered rain showers by later on this morning, continuing into this afternoon and evening. High temperatures today in the lower 50s. Tonight, decreasing cloud cover, low temperatures in the upper 30s. Breezy winds for Friday with high temperatures in the mid 50s, but plenty of sunshine. Saturday is looking a bit chilly. High temperatures in the lower 50s, partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. On Sunday, we'll see sunny skies and warmer temperatures, highs in the mid to upper 50s. Monday will get even warmer with partly cloudy skies and highs in the lower 60s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 48 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik, Bilstad, and Vince Vitrano.
And streaming live on YouTube, WTMJ.com and our WTMJ mobile app. If you want to watch the show, you click the Watch Live button. But we're happy if you're just listening along.
Sure.
We can do some old-timey radio up in here, Erik. You don't have to see us.
Welcome to the AM.
Hey, interesting snapshot always when Marquette University Law School comes out with the latest poll. And just a snapshot of where we are in battleground Wisconsin. And this state could not be, as we approach the presidential election, at least in terms of that race, more purple.
Right. As always is the case.
So sometimes Marquette does national polls. This is a statewide poll on largely national issues. So just folks here in Wisconsin were polled. And among likely voters, I prefer that metric as opposed to registered voters.
Agreed.
Right. So these are folks who said they are likely to vote in the upcoming election. So we'll stick in that category. Former President Donald Trump, 51% of the vote. President Biden, 49% of the vote. That is within the margin of error. So essentially a dead heat.
Neck and neck.
When you add in, and that was when voters were asked, okay, if it's Trump or Biden, which one? Well, no, which one?
Yeah,
if
it's one of those two. Which one are you going to take?
Now, what about the third-party candidates? So then MU adds in the third-party candidates. Robert F. Kennedy is the most popular among them, and he gets 12% among likely voters. So what does that do then to the Trump-Biden dynamic? Trump then 42%, Biden 41%. So it leaves the race largely unchanged. Yep. So you can say, well, Kennedy's going to siphon off votes from here, he's going to siphon off votes from there, but the end result would be the same according to the poll. What's interesting to me about that is knowing that, do those Kennedy voters say, look, my guy here clearly doesn't have a path to victory? Do I want to participate in choosing the one of the two people who is likely to become president? Do I want my vote to weigh in on that, or do I want to still put it in a third-party candidate?
Well, that's tough because if you're behind the idea of breaking the two-party system,
right,
when's a good time to do that? There never really is, you could argue. So you just got to lean into it, I guess, if that's what you believe.
What matters most to voters? 7 issues listed, and voters were polled. What is your top issue? What's most important to you? You want to take a stab at it?
Abortion?
Not.
Economy?
Economy number 1, 33%. Abortion not second. Immigration and border security.
Okay, sure.
And both of those are issues where former President Trump is stronger than President Biden, according to this poll. So that's interesting as well. U.S. Senate race among likely voters, Senator Tammy Baldwin, Democrat, challenger Erik Hovde, Republican, tied at 50%.
Yep, here we go.
6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Erik Bilstad here for WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News, reminding you that the future of medicine is here. It's at QC Kinetics. So if you have the achy joints, the bad back that keeps barking, the knees that are popping, and you want some help, but you're afraid of that knife, you're not interested in surgery, there is another way. You need to call QC Kinetics. So surgery, steroids, drugs, no longer your best options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives, and it's medicine that's not newfangled and brand new. They've been doing this for a long time. Now it's just more readily available. QC Kinetics, they have a location in Mequon. They have one in Greenfield. You can get a free consultation just calling QC Kinetics. You can figure out whether or not this is a treatment that is right for you. QC Kinetics, here's the number, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers off today. It's the first time they got a day off since a rainout last week in Cincinnati.
Oh my goodness, it's about time.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have had even that if they didn't have the rainout.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been almost 2 weeks straight for the crew. I kept thinking of this, listening to the game Wednesday afternoon.
What's the score? Nothing. Who's winning?
That from Ferris?
The Bears.
Nothing. It was nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Through 8.5. In fact, Padres starter Michael King took a no-hitter into the 7th. But it was timely hitting and base running that gave the Brewers a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 8th.
1-1, ground ball through the left side and into left field. Terang around third. He's headed for home. Profar's throw to the plate is not in time. It's all the way back to the backstop, and Perkins scrambles towards second. The Brewers have broke the ice in the 8th. It's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Lane Grindle on the call here, WTMJ. Brewers win it 1-0, and we're in St. Louis tomorrow night.
Bucks and Pacers Sunday night from Fiserv Forum, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So as of now, no new word on whether Giannis is going to play. ESPN reporting earlier this week that the team is assuming that he's not going to be ready for Game 1. They're preparing to not have him, but who knows? They did see him walking around yesterday, according to Doc.
He's walking around. That's what Doc said.
It got me thinking. So Giannis, you remember, was injured during their NBA Finals run a couple of years ago in 2021, and he talked about that with Thanasis, with his brother Thanasis, for that podcast that you were at, that live version of Thanasis that was at Potawatomi.
And that is now dropped.
Yeah, it's now live for everyone to see. It's online. Thanasis on Bucks Plus. And he talked about how he injured his leg. Remember that? He injured his leg against the Atlanta series, and how he had to eventually come back and realize that by coming back, hey, man, don't mess up what's a good thing. If the team is rolling, how do you not get in the way of what they were doing right?
As a leader, sometimes you're like, when I come back, how don't I mess this up? You don't know. It's a real thing. A lot of people don't talk about it. They talk about, I'm the best. I have confidence. I make shots. I'm the best player in the league. But no. Like, they don't talk about the dark side of being a leader, right? So I'm coming back. I'm not 100% healthy, but I gotta play, right? So I'm coming back. I'm like, okay, how can that not mess up with this rhythm that the team has?
So I find that very interesting, because there's going to be a point where he's going to think, hey, I got to get back in there. And if the team is doing well, hopefully, against the Pacers, you got to make sure you can blend right in.
Well, and then that would encourage him not to push
Yeah.
If we're doing well in the series and we're up, then and you're not 100% or you're not 80% or wherever he thinks he needs to be effective, then don't push. If it's all good, it's all good. Till it's not.
The live taping of that podcast from Potawatomi back in March is now live to analysis, dropping on Bucks Plus.
Gonzalez just can't get it to go down. Franklin back row attack.
Tickets go on sale today for a really cool event at Fiserv Forum. 2 days of NCAA women's volleyball action. That highlight for the Badgers showdown with Oregon in last year's national tournament. Texas went on to win the whole thing, beating Wisconsin in the semis, and they will play at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee in September. It's a 4-team, 2-day invitational. You have Wisconsin, Texas, Minnesota, and Stanford all appearing Sunday and Monday, September 1st and 2nd. Tickets for Women's College Volleyball Showcase 1- and 2-day packages go on sale at 10 o'clock this morning.
I'm Jessica Ty. We have breaking news on Wisconsin's Midday News. After a long battle with prostate cancer, Pro Football Hall of Fame running back O.J. Simpson is dead at the age of 76.
And I'm Greg Matzik. Never a bad time for a margarita.
Stories of the strange.
The city of Irving. Hello. Working on serving out the world's largest edible moon pie. It weighs 180 pounds and measures 5 feet in diameter.
On our list of weirds, I give that one like a 3, Greg.
Okay. Burn! Wisconsin's Midday News on 620 WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, where you can turn your ordinary space in your home into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. You ever think about this? We talk all the time about replacing the windows that you have. How about a window in a space that is not currently a window? Pella can do that for you as well. That's why you want the in-home consultation. Get the Pella design team out there and talk about what's possible. And right now, 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, no payments at all for up to 18 months if you book the work by April 30th. That's what's possible. It's happening right now. 0% interest for up to 36 months, no down payment, no interest, or no payments at all for up to 18 months. Those are your options if you book the work before the end of the month. Pella rated #1 by Milwaukee area homeowners as the window brand that stands behind their products, no question about it. And the patio door replaced and beautiful windows that go on either side of it. And Pella's already been back in my home just to check up, make sure everything is tip-top. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris are joined by Milwaukee Bucks president Peter Fagan. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
At 6:22, how about an update on the roads, Deb?
Well, so far we are looking pretty good. As far as I can see on the map, we don't really have any kind of delays at the moment. Even through most of the construction zones, we're actually looking pretty good. No major delays and no incidents either. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy. Showers are likely today. A high of 53. Tonight, low of 39. Friday, sunny and breezy. A high of 56. 6:22.
Former President Donald Trump expected to arrive later this morning once again at the courthouse in New York City. Jury selection set to resume in the criminal hush money trial against him.
We have a Trump-hating judge. We have a judge who shouldn't be on this case. He's totally conflicted. But this is a trial that should never happen. It should have been thrown out a long time ago.
Trump speaking outside the courtroom earlier this week as he repeats that common refrain. Live with us this morning from the ABC News Investigative Unit in New York is Peter Haralambos. He's outside the courthouse in Manhattan. Peter, good morning.
Good morning. In just about 2 hours from now, about 96 New Yorkers are going to enter that courtroom, this Manhattan criminal courthouse right behind me, and they're going to realize the defendant they've been called in to potentially judge is the former president of the United States. We've gone through this process at least one other time before, with that pool of 96 being whittled down to the 7 jurors who were ultimately selected to participate in the case. But now we got to do that all over again until we get to a total of 12 jurors and 6 alternates who could potentially hear opening arguments in this case as early as Monday.
Peter, you said something really interesting there that we kind of figured out this week. This potential, or this pool of potential jurors doesn't know that it's the Trump case they could be asked to sit on until they walk into that courtroom. That is so fascinating.
So, yeah, when they got their jury summons earlier this month, it didn't say on it, the people of the state of New York v. Donald Trump. It just said they were in for jury duty. I mean, perhaps when they come down here and they see the cameras outside and the security presence, they could infer it. But of the 500, I believe there's about 2,000 people who are called in for jury duty every day in New York. About 200 of them show up to this Manhattan criminal courthouse. Of that pool of 200, about 96 will actually potentially handle the Trump case, while the rest go on to do other cases in this courthouse. So it's kind of a little bit of luck landing in the actual courtroom, and then that whittling down process is going to eliminate most of them. We're hoping to get to that total 18 jurors by Friday, though.
I wonder how long, how many of them are like, please don't pick me, please don't pick me, please don't pick me, like have no interest in being caught up in what this is.
I mean, if this is a helpful tell, of those 96 who showed up on Monday, for example, more than 50 immediately ruled themselves out. They looked at this case and they said they couldn't be fair and impartial jurors. About another 10 of them said, I don't have the time to do a 6 to 8 week trial at the moment. I have other conflicts. So the majority at this point bow out immediately before we actually get into the jury selection process, a questionnaire, direct questioning from the lawyers, and then the challenging and striking process.
What's happening outside the courthouse on the streets there? Is there a lot of energy, a lot of supporters or protesters out, or not really?
On Monday, it was the scene. There were plenty of protesters before and against Donald Trump. There were cars driving around blasting music in favor of Trump. But today, it's a cold 40 degrees and rainy in New York. And I'm right outside of the courthouse right now, and I cannot see a single person who doesn't work for a media organization.
Yeah, it makes that activity a lot less fun, right, when it's crummy weather?
Yeah. It's very quiet today.
Peter Harlambos, ABC News Investigative Unit. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
So he said Monday, opening statements could begin.
The jurors who have already been selected were told to report on Monday. Yeah. So you have 7 jurors who have been, quote-unquote, seated. They've already been sworn in. Judges told them, come back Monday. And again, by that math, we need 11 more because the judge wants 6 alternates in this case.
I'm impressed that they have 7 already, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he just said it. A lot of people, whether or not they even want to be part of this circus, have other things for 6 to 8 weeks that they'll push back on. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why someone would say no or they can't.
And I thought you raised an interesting point earlier in the week of, okay, let's say you could do it. Let's say you're a good civic-minded person. I want to come and do my duty, but do you want this case because of the potential repercussions one way or another based on what this jury ultimately decides?
The pressure, or some would argue threats that come with being a juror in this case would be insufferable.
Right. Say it's convict. Do you want to be someone who gets called out by the former president of the United States for an unfair verdict, or the other way? Do you want to be someone who's, how could you let him off? Yeah. All of this stuff, and it's all out there in the public view. 627 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 46 points to 37,753 in trading on Tuesday. The NASDAQ was down more than 1% to 15,683. S&P 500 closed at 5022. That was off just under 30 points. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button now.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore. But honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life, and you deserve that.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Advent
Results may vary.
Yes, dents, dings, and accidents happen. Get your vehicle ready for springtime cruising at Heiser's Collision Centers. Our certified body shop technicians and painters, they have 10 plus years of experience. So no matter the damage, we'll get your vehicle looking brand new. We work on all makes, take all insurances, and have discounts for non-insured vehicles. So relax and enjoy one of our complimentary loaners while you wait. Schedule today at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to painting, don't do it yourself. Call the pros at your local neighborhood CertaPro painters. That's what we did. CertaPro came out, gave us choices, walked us through the process, and then when they were there, it was quick, it was easy. Our home is beautiful. Excellent workmanship all the way around. It's CertaPro painters. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 18th. Our top story: a missing woman in Milwaukee now found dead.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. A warrant issued for a Wisconsin brewery owner.
I'm Debbie Lazago, westbound 894, backing up from Loomis to 68th Street through that construction zone. We've also got some more construction right around Highway 16 and Capitol Drive, where that off-ramp from Highway 16 to Capitol is closed. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Showers likely once again today under mostly cloudy skies. Well, we could certainly use the rain. I have 53 degrees today. Decreasing clouds, low down to 39 tonight.
And multiple police forces in 6 cities reporting that their 911 phone lines went down overnight.
The entire state of South Dakota, 1 county in Nebraska, a police department in Del Rio, Texas, and 2 departments in Nevada, including the Las Vegas Police Department. Even landlines were unable to dial 911 into Las Vegas police. The cause of the outages, not clear, but just yesterday, an analysis from the Homeland Security Department warned that 911 call centers have become a likely target for cyber attacks.
That's ABC's Rhiannon Alley. Many of those emergency call systems are back up now. There are reports that the Justice Department has agreed to pay $100 million to settle claims with about 100 women who say they were sexually assaulted by gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar after an internal investigation found FBI agents mishandled abuse allegations. Donald Trump's hush money criminal trial resumes today in New York. 7 jurors have been sworn in so far. This is ABC News.
WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
A Milwaukee woman now found dead after she was initially reported as a missing person. Tamika Stewart's body found near 29th and Ruby on the city's north side. Milwaukee police investigating Stewart's death as a homicide. They have a 41-year-old man in custody. Charges against that suspect pending review by the Milwaukee District Attorney's Office.
An arrest warrant has been issued against the owner of a northern Wisconsin brewing company. WSA, WTV, and Rhinelander reporting that Minocqua Brewing, the owner, Kirk Bankstead, missed an Oneida County court appearance last week connected to a defamation lawsuit brought on by a newspaper reporter in Minocqua. In December, the Wisconsin Elections Commission rejected a complaint filed by Bankstead to bar former President Donald Trump from appearing on the Wisconsin presidential ballot.
Watch your speed and buckle up in Washington County. The Wisconsin State Patrol conducting special traffic enforcement patrols across that county today in an effort to stop what they call risky driving. Goal is to step up enforcement and education in areas identified as hotspots in an effort to prevent crashes, injuries, and deaths.
In Milwaukee, for the first time in years, businesses are interested in investing in the Century City Business Park. MMAC President Dale Koinga tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News it could be a big, huge boost for the city's northwest side.
A lot of the population there doesn't have cars. They don't have robust transportation where the jobs are at. So having more jobs in that area is very important. I hate the term Rust Belt, but when people think of that term and you're going to go, that corridor is kind of where people think of it.
Kraft Beverages announced that it's planning a second digital print-to-aluminum can line in Century City.
A top-tier German professional soccer team could partner with a planned professional team in Milwaukee. This according to an article in Bloomberg. German club Eintracht Frankfurt could be planning a partnership with the as-of-yet-to-be-named Milwaukee team in areas such as talent development. Neither Eintracht nor Milwaukee Pro Soccer have commented on the article. The original target of 2025 for the team's first season postponed to 26 last November.
Coming up, when the movie trailer doesn't match the movie.
Happens a lot. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:33.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and so much more. Every unit is custom built. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
At the Bath Authority.
This is Senior Real Estate Specialist Bruce Nemovitz of Bruce's team. We're honored to help seniors and their families traverse the journey of selling their longtime homes and moving to the lifestyle they deserve. With over 35 years of experience, Bruce's team is here to help take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. Get started today and call 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
The Bucks' Beasley standing by his prediction for the playoffs. We'll bring you that in sports at 6:45.
What's your take on movie trailers?
In a world.
It always starts that way.
Do I like them? Are they accurate?
Yeah.
Do they?
Well, I love trailers, and some are really good, but oftentimes they can be better than the movie.
Right. You get through that 2 minutes, and you're like, well, that's that. You can see the film, and you're like, everything I needed to see was in that 2-minute trailer.
I would love to get your best movie trailer. I think Independence Day Independence Day had a pretty strong trailer. That got you wanting to see the movie. Anyway, a bizarre Hollywood lawsuit over an allegedly deceptive movie trailer. Apparently, this couple rented Yesterday. It's the movie where the guy wakes up and the Beatles are gone or whatever. He gets in an accident.
Oh, yeah, I saw that movie. It's cute.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Anyway, the couple was horrified to find out that the actress Ana de Armas was not in the movie. They only rented it because she was in the trailer, they say. I didn't even remember that she was in the trailer. But anyway, she's not in the movie.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
She's a popular actress.
Okay.
You'd recognize her. She's been in Bond movies and whatnot. She played Marilyn Monroe. Anyway, her role had been cut out, so this couple sued Universal for false advertising. And after a couple of years and hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, the case has now finally been settled.
For what? A dime?
Their argument was gaining traction with the judge, but a ruling against them put them in the hook for part of the legal fees, so they just decided to agree. They have not released the terms.
I don't want to pay for this.
Yeah.
No.
After several
would they
years.
get their $4 back at Redbox?
It does seem kind of silly that's the reason why you...
Right. I'm kind of with them. They're not wrong, but you're going to take that to court? Don't you have anything else to do?
This summer, one man, one decision, one voiceover.
It's going to keep going.
Critics are calling it sensational.
All right.
Yeah, they are. Aren't they always? Everyday Hero coming up next.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngwith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here at 22?
I'm seeing actually a little bit of a backup on westbound 894 through that construction zone, basically from 27th Street all the way to 68th. I've been reminded by one of our listeners that we do have some construction going on Highway 16 and Capitol Drive. We've got a ramp closed down kind of long-term-ish for that construction zone through there, so you do want to be extra careful through that. But luckily, I'm not seeing any delays involved with that. I am seeing other volume picking up around from 94 eastbound, westbound, right through the stadium interchange, maybe bottling up just a little bit on 43 through that construction zone. But overall, we're doing actually pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudier skies will build back into the forecast today with high temperatures getting into the lower 50s. We'll also see some scattered rain showers develop later on this morning and be on and off all the way into this evening. Tonight, rain comes to an end, decreasing clouds, low temperatures in the upper 30s. On Friday, breezy winds but plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the mid-50s. Those winds will stay gusty through Saturday with high temperatures in the lower 50s and partly cloudy skies. On Sunday, it's looking like the better of the 2 days this weekend. Temperatures get a bit warmer into the upper 50s with plenty of sunshine. Monday will climb into the lower 60s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 48 degrees.
Vince, it's that time again. We do it every Thursday at 6:40. Everyday Hero. Sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care, Azura Memory Care. So this is when we celebrate the average John, the average Jane, who had no idea when they got up that morning they would be saving a life. So today we head to Ohio. Asia Davis was at the Cleveland Monsters hockey game.
Okay.
Minor league hockey. The
Good
Monsters
for Asia
are playing
getting out.
And it was getting late in the game, a couple minutes left in the game, so it was pretty much over. She was there with their 4-year-old son, and they were sitting in the 7th row behind the bench. So not right there behind the glass, but 7 rows back.
Good seats.
A puck goes flying over the bench, over the glass, and into the crowd. And she posts a video of it flying toward them. It was caught on video by someone with a phone camera.
Puck comes out of heaven straight towards my son's head.
The video shows a stranger sitting next to her son who blocked the puck from hitting her son, hitting her boy in the head.
He kind of had his hand up in front of my son, and I'm like, well, where did it go? And he's like, it's back there. It hit my hand. And I'm like, oh, my God.
That's Davis talking to NBC News. Now, pucks are no joke. I mean, these are harder than baseballs. And it could have been catastrophic. It's been catastrophic in the past. There's been a death of a fan because they were hit by a puck.
Deb, does the net at the arena now go all the way around for when the Admirals play?
I don't think on the sides. On the ends they do.
Right.
But you have that there for exactly this kind of reason.
So this was, if you see the video, because she posted it on TikTok, if you see the video, they're behind the bench, so that part didn't have the net. And actually, when the puck goes flying, everyone on the bench stands up, like to automatically try to catch the puck, just like it's their instinct to like try to stop the puck. And obviously, no joke, and it could have been rough. Listen to what she says about it.
I noticed he had like little white stuff in his hair, and so I brushed it off, and it was ice. So it was a close call. It was a really close call.
Ice from the puck ended up in her kid's hair. She posted about the guy who saved her son on TikTok. It went viral.
My first instinct was just jump in front of it. I was lucky enough just to reach my hand over in just the right time, and I was able to slap off my hand.
That's the guy, Andrew Podolak. He was the one that did it. And he said, look, I just happened to be in the right place, right time. She told him through NBC, hey, love you, man.
You're a really special person, and I just hope that you never go a day in your life without knowing that.
What a wonderful thing to say.
Frozen rubber. That had to hurt when he caught it.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And he didn't catch it. He just got his hand in front of it.
Oh, he just knocked it away.
It ricocheted.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
So that, and he showed he's got his hand was bruised up. Hockey team reached out to everybody involved. So he and the boy did an honorary puck drop on the ice.
Nice.
With the team.
Okay. Yeah, you got to capitalize on that.
Celebrating this hero and this young family. So thank you, Andrew, for paying attention even at the waning moments of a hockey game and helping a kid from a catastrophic injury. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
$1, just $1 over cost, and you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Going to see Dr. Alex and the team this afternoon.
All right.
I'm on a once a week right now.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you first go to Connect Chiropractic and you get a full assessment of what your needs are for long-term better health? You usually have a number of visits a week just to get you right, and then we're in the maintenance stage where now things are feeling right on my lower back and my neck and my shoulder, but you don't want to lose that. So you develop this long-term relationship with Connect Chiropractic, so you're never in a point where it gets so bad, now I'm going back. You don't want to revert backwards. And that's why I really love their approach to things. No twisting, no cracking, no popping, just gentle, pain-free, effective treatment. And if you want to learn more about it, you can join the docs at Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa for an open house coming up next week. It's April 24th at the office in Tosa. You don't have to be a current patient to stop in. In fact, they're really looking for folks like you who might be saying, I've heard Vinny talk about this on the radio. I might want to learn more. That's next week, Wednesday at the office in Tosa. Sign up on the website. It's Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
6:46 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Brewers go back on the road tomorrow. No game today. First day off in about a week for the Crew. What a game Wednesday afternoon against the Padres at American Family Field. Now, you want to debate this. Some folks like a good pitcher's duel. Other folks, they think that's boring.
You said it was a great game, and I was like, I don't know if I
just because there's some.
It's a signature win. I'll call it a signature win.
And not all pitchers' duels are created equal. Some are boring. Right? You just got guys on either side getting fanned left and right. I don't necessarily think that's exciting, but this game was exciting because it had a lot of action. Brewers played some amazing defense. They got no hit, first of all, did the Brewers, through 7 innings. It was scoreless in the 8th, but a leadoff triple had this Brewers fan thinking right here, well, wheels are coming off now for the Crew, right? They got nobody out, guy on third. Mm-hmm. This is when it all collapses for the Brewers. Abner Uribe is on the mound. We got 2 outs now, runner on third.
1-1. Chopper out in front of the mound. Uribe fields with a bare hand, throws to first, caught by Bowers, and Abner Uribe gets out of it. A leadoff triple goes for San Diego. Uribe gets tough, gets the pop-up, the strikeout, and then fields the position, and a 1-3 ground out ends it here in the 8th. And the fans are on their feet at American Family Field.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that's what makes it exciting. Okay, no runs scored or whatever, but just great defense by the Crew. Uribe, did you see that play?
It was a huge win, huge play. Everything about it was great. They scratched one over the next inning.
That fired them all up right. Bottom of the 8th, and the Brewers run across. Blake Perkins scoring Bryce Terang on a base hit, and that's all we need. 1-0 your final. We're in St. Louis tomorrow night.
Bucks and Pacers will start their first-round playoff series on Sunday. Nothing new on Giannis. Again, ESPN reporting earlier this week that they are preparing as if he is not going to start that series. Hey, remember when we had that report from Justin Garcia, our Bucks guy, earlier in the week? He brought us sound from Malik Beasley from earlier this year. It's from a couple of months ago when Beasley was on a podcast with Chris Haynes of the Bleacher Report, and he was talking about how much he disliked the Pacers and how if they met again, Bucks would win in the postseason.
In the playoffs. And, boy, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty for them.
Yeah, so he was saying, we're going to meet again, and it's not going to be pretty. Well, anyway, he was asked about that this week. Hey, do you stand by those comments?
They say I manifested it, but like I said, the first thing I said was it's not going to be pretty for them. I still stand by that. Kudos to them if things are different, but I don't see that happening. I see us coming out with energy, coming out with defense, and stopping the other team.
All right, Mr. Beasley.
Listen, I'll take it. Yep. Right, back it up, but I'll take it. Mm-hmm. Right? Would you rather they're? I don't know. Give me a good series. They've certainly had our number this year. Good. Now we're going to work these guys.
Bucks and Pacers Sunday night on WTMJ.
The very front of the front office is exclusively on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We're focused on winning today, and that's where our head is.
Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold is our Brewers 360 guest.
Have you ever played Immaculate Grid? Let's try it. I've never played this game with a general manager, so I figure we can do this in 9 guesses.
Every Thursday at 7:45.
Oh, I don't know, buddy. I'm not sure. I need a little more coffee for this.
Presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
That'll be fun. All right, can't wait.
There are approximately 678,000 current or former employees, retirees, and beneficiaries of the Wisconsin retirement system, covering state and local government employees, including local police, firefighters, and publicly employed teachers. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar, Understand Your WRS Potential, Tuesday, April 30th, 4 p.m. What does your most recent statement mean? What might you be missing? This free webinar is designed to answer your questions. Register at annexwealth.com/events.
Did you hear about the HVAC technician's argument? It got pretty heated, but then things cooled off. Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm a fan of AC jokes. But sky-high utility bills? Well, that's no laughing matter. Hi, this is Steve from Mr. Holland's Home Services. You know what else isn't funny? Big repair bills for your furnace and air conditioner, paying full price, and high interest payments. Don't be an April Fool. This month, let Mr. Holland's Home Services replace your old, inefficient, money-guzzling AC and furnace for less than full price and get up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Hey, why did the air conditioner sweat? Well, you'd be sweating too if you had to run all day. I'm here all week, folks. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your high-energy bills are no joke, we can help.
Check out Sendik's anniversary specials this week. Natural pork baby back ribs or boneless, skinless grade A chicken thighs for just $2.98 per pound. Happy 98th, Sendik's.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
All right, starting to slow down a little bit more on westbound 894, coming out of the Mitchell Interchange, heading towards 68th Street. That is that long-term construction project that's going on right past the Loomis Bridge that is being rebuilt. Westbound on 94, backing up from before 35th Street all the way to the Stadium Interchange. Got a pocket of heavy traffic along southbound 41 as well, from just south of Hampton Avenue all the way down to about Burleigh. Tried to look to see if there was any accidents or anything, but I didn't see anything. If you did see it, though, make sure you give us a call. You can, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, give us a call if you see something. On the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line, it is 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Some wet weather out west could be moving into Milwaukee. We have showers likely today with a high of 53. Decreasing clouds tonight. Tonight's low to 39. Right now at 48 in Milwaukee. 6:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Bringing our friend and teammate from ESPN Milwaukee, Jen Latta. And Jen, let's set a scenario for folks that are listening at the moment. Your daughter's on the high school basketball team, your son's on the soccer team, whatever, and someone approaches him or her about a sponsorship deal. Right now, that is a red flag, no-go, can't do it. The WIAA, which governs high school athletics in the state, will consider next week a name, image, likeness opportunity for young athletes. How does this all play out? It goes to a vote, right, next week?
Yeah, they will vote for it. And based on the information we have seen so far, if it does not get passed, it sounds like they will go back to the drawing board, maybe change the vernacular, maybe just alter a few things, and then present it again. So it feels to me like this is an inevitability here in Wisconsin high school sports. Now, I have a high schooler. In some of the other states, there are 31 that have already passed high school name, image, likeness rules that would allow kids to make money off of those things. They say that it is not supposed to be used to incentivize playing time or where a kid goes to school. Sometimes you have options about where you can go, whether you go to Marquette or you go to Homestead or you go, you have options. It's not just,
right, with school
which
choice.
School you live near anymore. So to me, this feels like that slippery slope of kids transferring, not, remaining at one spot, because if a community bank in another town wants to offer a high school athlete, $10,000 for their name, image, likeness, but they have to go to that school. To me, that feels like, I don't like it. I like high school being kind of that last bastion of innocence, that like team and adversity, and you're working together. And I just feel like starting to add money into that mix, even if your intentions are good, I feel like it's going to be problematic. This to me feels like there are going to be unintended consequences. The toothpaste will be out of the tube and you won't be able to put it back in.
Parents are already crazy enough. and there isn't money involved.
They're in there negotiating like an agent, some deal with the local coffee shop or what have you.
Well, and look, I was at a baseball game last night, guys, right? Did not go our team's way, right? It was actually quite lopsided. And the score starts to take that turn, and people start getting agita. And people start getting grumble, 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 grumble. And then every once in a while, a grumble turns into a shout, and that's just because it was a 15-1 game. Let alone if all of a sudden you've got financial implications. You've got one kid on the team who's getting all of the NIL money. Like, dare I say, quarterback of a football team, right, is going to be the most popular, the most highest regarded. Like, the reason NIL was implemented at the collegiate level, guys, was to balance an inequity, which was that the schools and the programs and the conferences and the television companies were making all the money.
A lot of money.
And the kids were doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
That was why they instituted NIL at the collegiate level. There's not that influx of cash at the high school level, right? And when you see billboards on the fence out at the baseball field, all that money supports the athletic programs. So you can get uniforms, so they can maintain the facilities and all that stuff, right? It's not like the coach is now making, $3 million, and it's funding his retirement. So to me, there's no need for it. It's like you're adding something that it just doesn't need to be there. And I think it's going to complicate what I like is right now, at least mostly, an innocence of sports, the amateurism of sports.
If they were going to fix something in the WIA, I would prefer they loosen rules on what kids can do in the off season. A kid ends up playing a basketball tournament that somehow was not sanctioned somewhere, and all of a sudden, well, you played in this tournament and that was too many games or whatever. Things like that, where kids should be able to play where they want to play and play how they want to play. And if they got a T-shirt because they want to race, they ought to be able to take it. Stuff like that I would appreciate.
Or, here's a thought, a shot clock in high school basketball.
If we're working on something.
If we're going to work on something, can we first get a shot clock so you don't got people playing keep away with fantastic. 4 minutes to go on the end? You know what I mean?
Running the four corners.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A Walmart neighborhood market at 70th and West Main Streets in Milwaukee, adjacent to West Dallas, closes May 17th. The latest local Walmart closing impacts 100 employees. They can transfer to other locations. A top-tier German professional soccer team may partner with the planned United Soccer League team in Milwaukee. Eintracht Frankfurt seeks more connections in the U.S. for talent, according to Bloomberg. Men's clothing store Millworks in the 3rd Ward expands to the Pacific Northwest, opening a second location in downtown Portland, Oregon. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. The luxurious look, sleek design, and custom colors available is guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and keep you comfortable. At Pella, we see windows differently. We have the highest rated energy efficient products and a complete range of durable, functional, and high quality products that bring out the best of your home. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. That's right, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
QC Kinetics announces the arrival of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon with 2 decades of experience and extensive research in regenerative medicine.
But I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it, and at the same time I integrated clinical research that's resulted in several publications that are really directing the future of regenerative medicine. I was drawn to QC Kinetics after I reviewed their protocols, and everything they were doing is consistent with my own approach.
Today, Dr. Scheinkup leads the entire team of medical professionals at QC Kinetics, taking this exciting medical breakthrough to a whole new level.
What we are doing at QC Kinetics is transforming lives.
Get lasting joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Thursday, April 18th. Our top story, a woman who had been missing in Milwaukee is now turned up dead.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Another set of potential jurors head to New York City Hall.
I'm Debbie Lazigo. Westbound 94 still a bit backed up from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Typical stuff, though. Northbound 43 is tightening up a little bit right past Keefe. Southbound 41 just past Hampton. And then on westbound 894 through that construction zone, basically starting from 35th Street all the way to 68th. We got that heavy pocket of traffic. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
You have some showers off to the west, just west of Madison right now, that should be moving into the Milwaukee area as we see showers likely in your Storm Team forecast. High of 53 today, low down to 39 tonight, 48 right now in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee woman found dead after she was being searched for as a missing person. Tamika Stewart's body found near 29th and Ruby. That's the city's north side. Milwaukee police investigating her death as a homicide. They say they have a 41-year-old man in custody and that charges against that suspect are pending review at the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office.
After 2 months, the search for a missing Waukesha County teenager, Isaiah Kramer, continues.
Isaiah walked away from a Vernon mental health facility in February. Since then, his father, Vance, says there's not been much in leads.
Kind of gone nowhere, though. Nothing that was solid that we could say that was Isaiah.
Vance saying he's not aware of his son's whereabouts, but he's hesitant to believe he's hiding somewhere.
He's not someone that will camp out in the wild and hide out. He's very much a people person, so he will draw to people.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
911 call centers in South Dakota, Nevada, Nebraska, and Texas are back online this morning. They all suffered an outage late yesterday. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The outages affected South Dakota and parts of Nebraska, Nevada, and Texas. It still isn't clear why. Christopher Darcy is a retired Las Vegas undersheriff.
The investigation will reveal, obviously, the cause, and then we can use it as a learning opportunity in law enforcement to really shore up these things.
The Department of Homeland Security has warned of increased risks of cyber attacks on 911 services as they have migrated to digital systems. There have been several attacks in recent years.
Now, so far, no credible reports that Wisconsin was affected by this outage.
Jury selection in the historic criminal trial of former President Donald Trump will resume today. So far, 7 jurors have been selected, with 11 more to go. CBS correspondent Graham Cates is in New York.
So far, this is really a kind of a diverse cross-section of Manhattan residents. There's a couple of lawyers in the mix. There's a school teacher. It's 4 men and 3 women. The judge assigned the 4th person already. That's a guy who was originally from Ireland and has lived in New York for a while.
So entirely possible that President Trump could be convicted of a crime and continue both running for president and perhaps even win. So then what happens? Wisconsin's Afternoon News posed that question to a Marquette University Law School professor.
If he is convicted, you can't be a felon in possession of a firearm. So how would he be able to have the nuclear codes?
Yeah, I think there are many uncharted areas.
But Marquette Law School Associate Professor Christine Chabot says the former president could still run even if he is convicted. We also wanted to know, does a president have the power to pardon himself?
It's unclear if that mechanism would work or not, but I assume that he would at least try if he were in that situation.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up, there she is, Miss Artificial Intelligence.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Get out of the house with authority. And the outside authorities are Siding Unlimited, defending and beautifying your house, and Outdoor Living Unlimited, making your yard into living space. They share the same unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners. That's where you want to be at their open house. Next week, Saturday, April 27th, from 8 to 1. Siding Unlimited is the best area installer of siding, of course, but also windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Outdoor Living Unlimited turns yards into patios and decks, fire pits, pavers, retaining walls, even screen rooms, outdoor kitchens, and swimming pools. Bring your ideas, motivation, and questions to the product reps at the open house and meet the Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited teams. Get fired up at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com. And then get to the open house next week, Saturday the 27th, from 8 to 1.
Carole King, one of the most beloved and successful songwriters of all time.
I feel the earth move under my feet.
The Fireside Theater presents Tony and Grammy Award-winning Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Her story from 18-year-old songwriter of Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow to writing hits for the biggest acts in music to the trailblazing success of her album Tapestry.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late.
Beautiful features such unforgettable classics as Pleasant Valley Sunday, We Gotta Get Out of This Place, You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling, On Broadway, The Locomotion, and of course, Unnatural Woman.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Every ticket to the Fireside includes memorable dining, spectacular gift shops, and free parking. Order your tickets now. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Beautiful, the Carole King musical, through May 26th, only at the Fireside Theater.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to cleanorigin.com.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Semperfiroofing.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Let me ask you this question. Is Giannis at, say, 80% healthy better than no Giannis as the Bucks approach the playoffs? What he told his brother in his brother's podcast that may be revealing terms of how he looks at that. That is coming up in sports at 7:15.
As we await more information on a possible Milwaukee professional soccer team, a top-tier German soccer club could become a partner.
According to an article in Bloomberg magazine, German club Eintracht Frankfurt could be planning a partnership with the as-of-yet unnamed Milwaukee team in areas such as talent development. Neither Eintracht nor Milwaukee Pro Soccer have commented on the article. Meanwhile, a planned start date for the new Milwaukee team remains up in the air. An original target of 2025 for the first season was postponed to 2026 last November, and work still has not begun on the planned 8,500-seat stadium downtown. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The world's first Miss AI will be crowned next month.
Real-life beauty pageants like Miss America have been around for more than a century, but for the first time ever, AI contestants will get a shot at a digital crown. The contestants will be generated by artificial intelligence creators worldwide and will be judged on their beauty, their tech, and social media reach. The panel of judges includes two of the world's biggest AI creators. Their digital personas have collected millions of followers and even landed big brand deals over the years. They'll announce the winners May 10th. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
There she is. Miss AI.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Apparently, they'll be judged on what? Looks and poise, as well as technical skill. Seems a little odd to me, but...
How can AI have a talent?
Well, on how it's prompted, how it answers questions.
They're not going to do Q&A.
Why not?
My hope is for world peace.
You're making this up. Sports is coming up at 7:15. That's sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
There she is. Miss AI.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Holiday first opened its doors to Wisconsin drivers in 1959 and began their partnership with Mazda in 1978. Well, a whole lot has changed since then, but their decades-long tradition of delighting drivers proudly lives on. Connect with Holiday and join the celebration during their 65th anniversary sales event. Get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and score enticing offers like finance rates as low as 0% on all-wheel drive favorites, including the Mazda CX-30 and off-road ready Mazda CX-50 turbo models. Be ready for driving season and experience Team Holiday's hospitality, genuine guest care, and simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that makes loyal fans of drivers from all over the Badger State fans like me. I know from experience you'll be in terrific hands with Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer on your side. Treat yourself to a test drive. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
7-Eleven on Wisconsin's Morning News, Deb.
All right, well, we do have the right shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle right coming out of the Mitchell interchange just before you get into the Plainfield curve, so heads up with that. Westbound 894 slowing down from about 35th Street to 68th through that construction zone. And we've also got westbound on 94 slowing down from about 25th Street all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy today. Showers are likely, a high of 53. Tonight, a low of 39. Friday, sunny, breezy, a high of 56. Saturday, 51. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 48 at 7:12.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik, Bilstad, and Vince Vitrano.
Orange barrel's not just a spring, summer, fall thing anymore. They're kind of out all the time on roadways. And this week, the Department of Transportation turning the spotlight on safety through those work zones. National Work Zone Awareness Week. Debbie Lazaga tells us what they want you to know.
There's no such thing as construction season. There, I've said it. You only need to drive along I-43 or I-894 west of the Mitchell interchange to experience the latest batch of work zones in our area. Work zones and highway workers are integral to upgrading and maintaining our transportation system, but it can be dangerous. National Work Zone Awareness Week is an annual reminder that work zone safety continues to be a relevant issue. Statewide work zone operations engineer for the DOT, Aaron Schwark.
On average, we have about 300 state highway and bridge improvement projects. So those can include, our local projects, municipality projects.
All of them with their own unique work zone configuration. So folks driving through them need to be on their game, paying attention. Luckily, there's a little help.
We have signs on the side of the road alerting motorists. We have drums on the side of the road to try to separate traffic from that work zone. We have concrete barrier out there to add that positive protection to increase the safety of the workers. There's a lot of things out there, so we want drivers to slow down when they're in their work zone, put their phones down, and pay attention so we can eliminate some of those crashes that may occur in our work zones.
From 2019 to 2023, Wisconsin work zones saw more than 10,000 crashes, causing 64 deaths and more than 3,800 injuries. This includes drivers and passengers, too. It's so important that there's a theme to this year's commemoration.
This year, that theme is work zones are temporary. Actions behind the wheel can last forever.
Want to help? Here are a few suggestions.
Adhere to the speed limit as they're going through that work zone. They can watch for changing conditions. In some of our work zones, we do have lane closures. Just want to make sure they're paying attention and can avoid those rear-end type crashes. And then just eliminate distractions. Make sure you're not on your phone, you're not texting, and just make sure you buckle up. Take every safety measure as you would as you're driving your car.
Yesterday, we had Go Orange Day, as we all wore orange to support work zone safety. And on Friday, the DOT is also planning to participate in a moment of silence.
It's a big national thing, and they do take a moment of silence to recognize all of the fallen workers that have been killed in our work zones and give that moment of silence so they are remembered each year.
So think of this week as just a part of the ongoing reminders to keep the work zone workers in mind.
And just think about the workers behind there, and they all have families or friends that they want to go home to at the end of the day.
Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Good advice. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers off today for the first time since a rainout last week in Cincinnati, breaking their 3-game losing streak in dramatic fashion. Kept thinking of this moment. I'm listening to the game Wednesday afternoon.
What's the score? 0-0. Who's winning?
0-0. But it felt like San Diego was winning. It was 0-0.
Well, it was a no-hitter for a bit.
Right. Michael King takes the no-hitter into the 7th. That's the Padres starting pitcher. But over and over, the Padres threatened, but still no score. Till the bottom of the 8th, the Brewers are up.
1-1, ground ball through the left side and into left field. Terang around third. He's headed for home. Profar's throw to the plate is not in time. It's all the way back to the backstop, and Perkins scrambles towards second. The Brewers have broke the ice in the 8th. It's 1-0 Milwaukee.
A great call by Lane Grindle here on WTMJ. Brewers win 1-0, and we're in St. Louis tomorrow night.
So no word yet on whether Giannis will officially be out or in for Game 1 of the Bucks-Pacers playoff series, which starts Sunday night at Fiserv Forum. Now, ESPN has reported all week, for the most part, that they're preparing to not have him for Game 1. We'll see, though, because we all know what Giannis has done in the past, right? Remember when he got knocked out of the championship run there? He was playing against the Hawks, hyperextended his knee, and then didn't finish that series. I thought this was very fascinating because the Thanasis-Giannis conversation, the Thanalysis podcast that was recorded live at Potawatomi, we had a big part in that. You were there for that. He talked about seeing the team win without him and coming back knowing that you might be back, but you don't want to, screw up the flow of the team. And I'm curious if he's thinking of that at all going into this. Here's what he said to Thanasis.
As a leader, sometimes you're like, when I come back, how don't I mess this up? No, it's a real thing. A lot of people don't talk about it. They talk about, I'm the best, I have confidence, I make shots, I'm the best player in the league. But no. They don't talk about the dark side of being a leader, right? So I'm coming back. I'm not 100% healthy, but I gotta play, right? So I'm coming back. I'm like, okay, how can that not mess up with his rhythm that the team have.
Yeah,
if they got a mojo, right, am I going to hurt the team by coming back at 80% or 90, whatever it is?
He talked about Game 5 and 6 against the Hawks in that 2021 year, and they won without him. All right, well, if I come back, am I going to hurt or help? Obviously, we all know what happened there. Ultimately, they ended up winning. So yeah, something that he should consider now, I suppose. The analysis, by the way, that just dropped, so that's out there now. The latest podcast, the one that he recorded live in front of so many people at Potawatomi.
You can subscribe to it on YouTube. It's called Thanalysis Show.
Gonzalez just can't get it to go down. Franklin back row attack.
Tickets go on sale today for a really cool event coming to Fiserv Forum. It'll be 2 days of NCAA women's volleyball action, which is a sport that is just white hot right now. Everybody really, what did they put? Didn't they do that outdoor thing in Nebraska?
Yeah.
They filled their football stadium with volleyball.
The entire
fans.
stadium was pretty much full for that game.
That highlight was from the Badgers showdown with Oregon in last year's national tournament. Texas went on to win that whole thing. Remember, they beat Wisconsin in the semis. Texas is going to be at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee this September. It's a 4-team, 2-day invitational. You got the Badgers, you got Texas, Minnesota, and Stanford all appearing. It'll be a Sunday, Monday event, September 1st and 2nd. Tickets for the Women's College Volleyball Showcase 1- and 2-day packages go on sale at 10 o'clock this morning.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hire Vinny to pave your parking lot. No, actually, let's check that. Hire Johnson & Sons Paving to pave your parking lot, and I'll also be there. That's the contest we've got going. It's pothole season right now. Taking a look at your paved surface. Those small cracks have turned into big ones. The little tiny holes have now turned into full-blown potholes. You want to get Johnson & Sons out there to give you an estimate on commercial paving in your parking lot or any paved surface. Here's the contest. If you book a parking lot paving project by the end of May with Johnson & Sons Paving, you'll be entered to win the Vinny Visit. I've committed to helping the Johnson & Sons team on your job site, whatever they ask me to do and whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, you're the customer. Go to WTMJ.com/contests for more information on how to enter. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors, except for me this one time on your project. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Nelnet Incorporated has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann, local and partner ring true for you. Why?
They become your friend. They are easy to work with. You get to know them on a personal level, and they're very outgoing.
James Imaging Systems, helping local businesses do business better.
Being a partner, we can collaborate with each other, and we can make the best needs and outcome for our company.
James Imaging Systems, better technology, great people.
Makes my job so much easier that I can contact the people that know the machines, and I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Sunday, anything to say about James Imaging Systems to others?
They're a great team to work with.
Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Let's get an update on the roads here. 721, Deb.
All right, westbound on 794, right about at 2nd Street or the Clybourne on-ramp there. We have the left lane kind of blocked off with some debris. Looks like it might be some tire debris. I'm not quite sure. Can't quite see it. But there's something there, so that's why you're going to see some delays through there. Also back on the brakes from about 27th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's got a pocket of heavy traffic right past 76th Street. And then we've also got 894 westbound backing up from 27th all the way to 68th with that construction zone as well. Hey, be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Each through the weekend here in the Storm Team forecast. Showers likely today, in fact, perhaps later this morning as we've got some wet weather Just about the Madison area right now, moving to the east. High of 53 degrees, decreasing clouds and a low down to 39 tonight. For Friday, mostly sunny, high of 56 degrees. Saturday's high just 51 under partly cloudy skies. And for Sunday, that's starting to look like a nicer day now. Sunny skies and 57 for the high. Right now, 48 in Milwaukee. Got a solid piece of advice here, sort of the old adage. If you're wondering, if you're sitting there thinking, wondering, is what I'm about to do a good idea? It usually isn't, right?
If you have to question it?
Yeah, if you've had, the adage goes, like if you've had that thought, that pause, is this a good idea? Usually it turns out it probably wasn't, right?
Absolutely not, yeah.
So I did something knowingly stupid the other day. And sadly, it took this recent incident to affirm that it was stupid and remind me to never do that again.
Right.
And to tell all of you, don't do this. 57-year-old man now faces charges of first-degree sexual assault and kidnapping, among others. James Cole is accused of approaching a woman in the parking structure right here where we work at the Avenue downtown. So this is the structure that, if you know the old Grand Avenue Mall space, now it's 3rd Street Market Hall, and our studios are here. There's the parking structure that faces Michigan Street. And so this woman was in the parking structure here at the Avenue in the morning, and this guy apparently came up, forced her at knife point to drive him to other locations throughout Milwaukee, and he then sexually assaulted her multiple times, according to authorities. So how they say it played out, the woman was sitting in her car in the parking structure, and before she went into whatever business she had here, she had a few minutes and is just scrolling through her phone.
It was 9:15 in the morning.
Yep. And doing what so many of us do, not really paying attention to surroundings, just was sitting there. I got a few minutes till I need to go in and do whatever it is, and was going through the phone. Now, according to authorities, this guy Cole approached her car, and there were a number of different encounters with her as he's trying to gain entry to the vehicle. First, he claimed he was working for the parking garage, and he eventually pulled a knife on her and got her to let him into the vehicle. And then the rest of the story played out after that, as I indicated. So that made me instantly think to this moment a couple of weeks ago. I did the same thing. I was sitting in my car. For me, it was after work, but I go out there to the same parking structure. And I'm like, I was on my way to something. I'm like, I've got 15, 20 minutes. I don't want to get there early. So I'll just sit here and look through some paperwork, some other things. Yeah. And I had the thought of, you're not really paying attention. And maybe you lock the doors to your car, but you're sitting here you're basically advertising to someone who might have nefarious intent. I'm not paying attention. Come pick on me. And I'm not suggesting this poor woman is somehow responsible. It's a message to all of us because we do this. And I think of what I've told my own daughter, who now goes to school out in Manhattan and is walking around and taking the subway. And I tell her, like, hey, if you got your earbuds in, like, maybe just put one in. Keep your head around. Don't be sitting there looking at your phone when you're walking around. Be aware of your surroundings. All the things that we tell our kids, that I tell my own daughter, and then there I am doing the exact opposite. And a couple of weeks later, exactly why you don't want to do that is so terribly illustrated.
And he even said in the criminal complaint, he's going to be in court again next week. They caught the guy.
Due in court Monday.
He even said, he told police, well, she wasn't paying attention, so I, went for it, or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically saw that it was someone who wasn't looking, And again, neither of us are suggesting that in any way is the victim at fault here. It's just something, a great reminder for everybody. Holy cow, you got to keep your head on a swivel.
So, as indicated, James Cole, the man charged with the assault, the bond was set at $500,000. I did check his criminal file this morning, and there's no record that he posted that bond, so presumably he is still being held, and he's due back in court on Monday for that preliminary hearing. But instructive to all of us, and actually a really terrible story if you want to know more about it.
Just tragic story. It's awful.
The ordeal that this young woman went through. Again, that all played out right here in downtown Milwaukee, which I still largely believe is safe. I have no problem coming to work here. I like working here. I bring my family downtown, but this kind of stuff can happen anywhere, and you just got to be aware of what's going on around you. 7:26 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We'll do news about your money here. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down about 46 points to 37,753. The NASDAQ fell more than 1% in trading on Wednesday. That closed at 15,683. And the S&P 500 at 5022. That was down just under 30 points. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite Financial Planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature where we cover the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses, and all of us who live here. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Great to see you, Jeff. A common misconception, let me say, among a lot of consumers, if a product or a service is offered at a really good price, quality of the service must be compromised. When we're talking about insurance, is that always the case?
Hi, Vince. Thank you. Great to be here. And this is not always accurate, Vince. Price and service quality do not have to be mutually exclusive. And as an insurance buyer, you should demand both from your agent and broker. From a value or price perspective, R&R Insurance works with dozens of highly rated, financially stable insurance companies. That's incredibly important in today's environment. Buyers cannot compromise on balance sheet strength. We know how to position your account, your business, with these carriers and get them to compete for your account. And this competitive price won't come at the sacrifice of key coverages you have to have. We'll ensure that your business has the broadest coverage and a competitive price.
Okay, but you're in a relationship business, Jeff. How about on the customer service side?
It's important on the service side to have resources, and R&R Insurance has skilled, highly experienced loss prevention specialists that have deep knowledge in many industries: manufacturing, construction, healthcare services, education, and nonprofit organizations. And our expertise in cybercrime, directors and officers insurance, and large workers' compensation programs is second to none in the industry. You really can have both when you work with R&R, a competitive price and outstanding customer service.
Well, we certainly know a lot of consumers will pay more for superior service. If you work with R&R Insurance, you won't have to. That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. It's 7:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 18th, our top story. A missing person search, now a homicide investigation in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad. NIL at a high school near you.
I'm Debbie Lazigo. We got some debris in the roadway, 794 westbound, right about at 2nd Street. They're going to probably have to close off that left lane to try and clear this thing out. We've also got backups all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Westbound 894 heavy from 27th to 68. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast. We do have some showers moving into southeast Wisconsin this morning. Showers likely today with a high of 53 degrees. Tonight's low down to 39 under decreasing clouds. For your Friday, mostly sunny, breezy conditions with a high of 56. And for the weekend, 51 degrees, your high on Saturday under partly cloudy skies. Sunday right now looks sunny and that high temperature at 57. Right now in Milwaukee, we're at 49 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Jury selection resumes this morning in Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. Outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, here's ABC's Aaron Katursky, who says 7 jurors have been sworn in so far.
So far, each side has used 6 of its 10 peremptory strikes that eliminate a potential juror for almost any reason. Each side will be given more such strikes when it comes time to seat the alternates. Trump has complained about this process, but it is on track to end perhaps by the end of the week.
Sources tell ABC News that nearly 100 of former gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar's victims are close to settling their lawsuit with the FBI, whose agents failed to properly investigate accusations of sexual abuse. The Justice Department could pay out around $100 million to the victims. Multiple police forces in 6 cities across 4 states investigating why 911 service went down on Wednesday. There have been recent risks about emergency services systems. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it came in as a missing person, and now it's a homicide investigation in Milwaukee. Woman's body was found on the city's north side.
41-year-old Tamika Stewart was found dead yesterday near the intersection of 29th and Ruby. She was last seen on Sunday, April 14th, near 10th and Center. Those 2 locations are roughly 7 minutes apart by car. The Milwaukee Police Department is investigating as a homicide. They have a 41-year-old male suspect in custody. The investigation is ongoing with charges pending from the Milwaukee DA's office. Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Governor Evers is asking the state Supreme Court to impose significant changes in how the state executes land stewardship programs. This after the Republican-led Joint Finance Committee rejected dozens of conservation projects. The legislature says the rejections are within the committee's powers and have been established with precedent. No timeline has been set for when that ruling may be handed down.
Not that you're not always a careful and fully legal driver, but you may want to watch your speed and buckle up in Washington County in particular today. Wisconsin State Patrol conducting one of these special traffic enforcement patrols across the county. That'll be today, Thursday, to stop risky driving. And they give you a heads up on purpose. Their whole goal here is not to be pulling people over. It's to get people to
slow down.
Yeah. Goal, stepping up enforcement and education in areas identified as hotspots in an effort to prevent crashes.
The state's governing body for high school sports could approve a plan next week to provide student athletes in the state of Wisconsin the chance to earn money for their name, image, and likeness, the NIA or NIL. This is very similar to what's been happening in college. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta tells Wisconsin's Morning News, even if the vote fails, it'll likely get reworked until it's approved.
If it does not get passed, it sounds like they will go back to the drawing board, maybe change the vernacular, maybe just alter a few things and then present it again. So it feels to me like this is an inevitability here in Wisconsin high school sports.
Currently, 31 state associations across the country have implemented an NIL plan for high school athletes.
A top-tier German professional soccer team could partner with a planned professional team in Milwaukee. This is according to an article that appeared in Bloomberg magazine. German club Eintracht Frankfurt could be planning a partnership with the as-yet-to-be-named Milwaukee team in areas such as talent development. Neither Eintracht nor Milwaukee Pro Soccer have commented on the article. The original target of having a stadium ready and a team playing in 2025 has now been postponed to 26, and work still has not yet begun on that planned 8,500-seat stadium downtown.
Coming up, he's very popular. He's a very in-demand doctor. He calls himself Mr. Injector 1. And now he's in custody. That story next.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Check out Sendik's anniversary specials this week. Natural pork baby back ribs or boneless skinless grade A chicken thighs for just $2.98 per pound. Happy 98th, Sendik's.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Do you have achy joints like a bad knee or maybe an elbow that barks at you and you want to get help, but the idea of surgery or steroids makes you cringe? Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. It's the future of medicine. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. We're talking natural biologics using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. Dr. Scheinkup's a pioneer in this field. 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, and he wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. QC Kinetics. They've got two locations, one in Greenfield, another in Mequon. Call today to find out how they can help you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Get your free consultation from QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
CertaPro painters know how important your home is to you. I know how good a job they do because CertaPro painters did our house. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It was professional, it was easy, it was quick, and it was efficient. And so affordable. It's CertaPro painters. They get the job done right, even those hard-to-reach places they will knock out of the ballpark. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting, all at the right price. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters. Choose the team we went with, CertaPro painters.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold is on the line with us for Brewers 360 at 7:45.
We've talked about this story before, that this is very popular, and it may make some people cringe or laugh, but this is a very big deal for some. It's buttock enhancements. So the FDA is obviously part of this. Now, Botox or buttock enhancements is very popular right now. We had that story once with that family that went to Mexico.
For both men and women, the procedure.
Buttock enhancements and using Botox and whatnot. Well, now Houston police and the FDA investigating, urging anyone who went to a specific doctor in Houston, Dustin David Moore. They want them to come forward because they say this guy was not licensed and he was doing it illegally.
His lack of certification hasn't kept Dustin David Moore from billing himself on social media as Mr. Injector 1. Police say he was in the middle of injecting a patient when his office was raided and he was arrested Wednesday. 10 women have come forward to complain about his unlicensed procedures.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan. Yeah, dermatologist Dr. Sherry Ingram says, look, this is a medical procedure that takes time and talent and training.
You're not going to get your nails done at a salon. This is a medical grade procedure. You need medical grade people and medical grade products.
So now they're looking for more people to come forward. The part that I got from that story, though, listen to what Jim Ryan said here.
His lack of certification hasn't kept Dustin David Moore from billing himself on social media.
He's got a silly name, social media, but listen to what he says right here.
Police say he was in the middle of injecting a patient when his office was raided and he was arrested Wednesday.
So think about that for a second. Imagine being in the vulnerable position of having your bum up in the air, you're half naked, you're being injected, and then... FBI, open up! And how are you going to feel at that moment?
Not too good. I guess another reason not to go to Mr. Injector 1 for these types of services. You're usually halfway done. And one side's bigger than the other,
it's a long raid, too. Yeah, what if you're halfway done? That's a great point.
Is somebody going to finish this here? Is Mr. Injector 2 available? Because one just got arrested. News About Your Money is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. And today, news is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
FBI, open up!
Good news, bad news. The good news, inflation today is nothing like it's been in the past few years. The bad news, lower inflation doesn't mean lower prices. Inflation only records the size of price increases. When it goes down, prices are still higher than they were before. In fact, a recent study showed investors still consider inflation their single biggest threat to their investment and retirement plans. We don't blame you if you're concerned about how inflation might affect your legacy, your financial freedom, or your confidence. It's time to meet with the team at Annex Wealth Management for investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. We'll review what you own. We'll work together to build a plan that's right for you and your family. And we'll guide you on your way to achieving the kind of retirement you desire. Whatever's kickstarting your questions, market volatility, global unrest, an upcoming presidential election, or stubborn inflation, it's time to know the difference. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Cleaning out the garage, storage room, going through this closet or that spot, sound like that's your honey-do list? WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, suggesting the time to act is right now. Summer's going to creep up on us, and it starts to get in the way of some of these big projects that you promised to get done in spring, right? My friends Katie and Dan are booking in-home visits right now to help you calm the chaos. They will transform your closets or your laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house, your garage. And they do that by coming out for a free visit. First thing they do is listen to you. What are your needs? What are these spaces that you want to transform? And then because they're local and they've actually been to your home, they use your special 3D software to tailor a space that is specific to your needs. And here's why you need to move on this right away. Inspired Closets right now for a limited time offering 10% off the total cost of your project. Or you can do it this way, 18 months of free financing. Book an appointment with Katie and Dan now. Tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets, inspiredclosetsmilwaukee.com.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
What do you see on the roads here, Deb?
Well, I'm seeing some delays for sure on southbound 43 from about Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. Northbound's backing up around the North Avenue curve up towards Keefe. The westbound side is a bit backed up, the westbound side of 94, I should say, out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, downtown to the Zoo Interchange. We're up to about a 9 to 10 minute ride. Eastbound's heavy from 84th Street all the way through to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Cloudy skies are building back in this morning. We'll see the chance for some scattered rain showers by later on this morning, continuing into this afternoon and evening. High temperatures today in the lower 50s. Tonight, decreasing cloud cover, low temperatures in the upper 30s. Breezy winds for Friday with high temperatures in the mid 50s, but plenty of sunshine. Saturday is looking a bit chilly. High temperatures in the lower 50s, partly cloudy skies and breezy winds. On Sunday, we'll see sunny skies and warmer temperatures, highs in the mid to upper 50s. Monday will get even warmer with partly cloudy skies and highs in the lower 60s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
49 degrees in Milwaukee. Coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning, we'll have WTMJ's Sandy Mack. She was at another one of those fancy watch parties for Top Chef.
I love that this happens like every week.
Yeah,
Big old
what is it,
watch
week
party.
5 now?
Yeah.
Of this new season that is being filmed across Wisconsin, or has been, and it's now airing on Bravo. So Sandy's at this watch party, and she sent this over. The crowd had this reaction to something they witnessed in the show. Sandy's going to come in this morning just after 8 o'clock and tell us what that was. Also tell us what are the sights that we saw, what are the Wisconsin products we got to enjoy in the program. It's all coming up at 8:10 this morning. Brewers 360 with General Manager Matt Arnold is up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited turns yards into patios and decks, fire pits, pavers, retaining walls, even screen rooms, outdoor kitchens, and swimming pools. Come see it all at the unique outside-in Gerke's Corner showroom they share with Siding Unlimited at their open house, Saturday, April 27th from 8 to 1. Bring your ideas, motivation, and questions to the product reps at the open house and meet the Outdoor Living Unlimited team. Check sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com and then get to the open house. Saturday, April 27th, 8 to 1.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers off today for the first time since a rainout last week in Cincinnati, coming off an exciting 1-0 win over the Padres Wednesday afternoon. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold on the line with us this morning.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rocket ride.
Morning, Matty.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you?
We're awesome. So settle this debate Erik and I had this morning. I thought yesterday's game was fantastic and exciting, but I also offer the caveat, not all pitchers' duels are exciting.
But his exact words were a great game yesterday.
I thought it was a great game.
I said great. I mean, a signature win, no doubt. But a great seemed like I didn't like that adjective.
we just want everybody on the edge of their seats, you know. No, look. We'll take a win however we can get it, and the guys played really hard yesterday. We had a little bit of a slow start, but great to finish strong. And that play from Uribe was awesome and just brought a ton of energy and great slide by Turang at the end of the game, and yeah, it was a great win.
Well, and so you mentioned the play with Uribe. He's on the hill in the 8th inning. Padres lead off with a triple, and being the Brewers fan that I am, I heard that live. I'm listening to the game, and I'm like, well, there we go. The wheels are coming off now. That's right. That. Got a guy on third, nobody out. And then Uribe comes up with this extraordinary defensive play. That's why I said it was a great game. Super exciting.
Yeah, and people forget. I mean, that kid's only 23 years old. So for him to work out of that jam just showed a ton of poise and growth for him. So I'm super proud of him. And yeah, it was great to come out of that one ahead for sure.
See, it appears the baseball gods heard the skipper the other day and are now, threw us a bone and said, okay, here's a little something for you.
Did you hear what Murph said? He said, I think he was asked about injuries and what was going to happen with Miley moving forward and Yelich and all this stuff. He said, well, look, I believe in the baseball gods. They've basically done enough to us already.
No, look, I mean, we got a long list of guys that are hurt, and that's just sort of par for the course. I mean, in baseball, we're always going to have to play through injuries, and the baseball gods come around, and this team plays hard and they play together, and I think good things happen when we do things like that.
Hey, what's your take on the uniform situation? You still hear stories from time to time, either it's players or someone complaining about the uniforms being, I don't know, not as good, a little cheaper quality. We saw that, was it Adames who tore his pants
Adames blew
up?
out his arse.
Are you hearing from the team at all? Is there any movement that you're hearing from the league as far as what will happen with those uniforms?
I did early on. I've heard a little bit less of it. I think they've tried to make some improvements, but we'll go out there and play in a burlap sack if we're gonna win. I mean, I think these guys are tough, and we were looking at some old uniforms, the Ty Cobb uniforms. They played in those big scratchy wool uniforms, back in the day. So they've certainly gotten better over the years for sure. So I know the guys are still looking forward to making more progress there.
You're begging us to play the Costanza bite from
the cotton.
Right. What was he, assistant to the traveling secretary?
Yes,
Was that his job with the Yankees?
With nice breathable uniforms.
Hey, one other serious thing I wanted to ask you about. I was going to do it last week, but because of the announcement that the Packers are going to play the opening of the NFL season in Brazil. We had Major League Baseball opening the season, I think it was in South Korea this year. Any opportunities on the radar for the Brewers to play internationally?
Yeah, we've talked about it a number of years. I mean, you have to put in for something like that. I mean, I think it would be a great opportunity for us. I mean, the one for me that stands out is the one potentially in Mexico, just because of our connection with the Cerveceros. I think that would be really cool. But look, I mean, those are really neat opportunities to share our brand and share our team with the world. So I think that would be a great opportunity, and I think we'd all be up for it.
Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold on the line with us this morning. Thanks, Matt.
You got it. Thanks for having me, guys.
And the Yankees take the field.
Hey, what is with the Yankees? They look like they're having trouble running. They can't move.
It's their uniforms. They're too tight. They've shrunk. They're running like penguins. Forget this game.
Oh, my God. Mattingly just split his pants.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, pay 0 interest for 12 months and get a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Parties are a blast, aren't they? Hi, all. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Volkswagen, and they're hosting a bit of a party. Well, sort of. It's more of a stretched-out celebration. They're celebrating Volkswagen's 75th anniversary. Wow, VW's been around that long? You know that Hall also sells Volkswagens, right? Well, you bet they do. Hall is making a toast, an incredible deal toast. Okay, that's lame. How about up to $3,000 in special anniversary incentives? Or maybe even financing options as low as 0% APR on select models like the IIHS Top Safety Pick Atlas? That thing is sweet. Hurry in to be a part of history at the Volkswagen 75th anniversary sale. Visit Hall Volkswagen in Brookfield and experience the joy of driving.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at ACCUNET.com.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to
rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
7:52. Let's get an update here on the roads, Deb.
Southbound 43 backing up now from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. The northbound side's backed up as well from just before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Westbound 94, lots of company there to get from the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We've also slowed down from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. And on 41 on the southbound side, right about at Main Street, Menominee Falls, the left lane is blocked with a crash. We are seeing delays pretty much all the way back past Pilgrim Road, so watch out for that. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Showers likely today, high of 53 degrees. Low drops down to 39 tonight and mostly sunny on Friday with a high of 56. We're at 49 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
If you don't get the full thing, it's not really what this thing is, right?
Innovative.
Like if you got only 75% of it, that's not really what this thing was about. It's the total eclipse of the heart. And if you didn't get it, it was probably maybe a little bit underwhelming.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Vince said it best. He says it's like missing the last shot of the championship game.
Trey looks. Trey gets rid of it. Corner three for Hunter. Air ball.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services. Tausch, news just coming out. I suppose this has been out there for a while, but I'm just becoming aware of it. The WIAA, which is the governing body for high school athletics in our state, is about to take a vote next week, it sounds, on NIL for high school athletes. That's name, image, likeness. So moms and dads out there, your kid plays high school soccer, your daughter's on the basketball team, your son plays this or that, and they could potentially make money off of themselves if their name, image, or likeness is used in some way by a business. Just opening statements, Tausch. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely terrible idea. There's enough stuff that's going on with these high school kids where, enough stuff. You got club sports, you have specialization, and I think the WIA, they're trying to be proactive, which I can respect, but we see what NIL is doing in college sports. I think in that regard, you're talking about generating an obscene amount of money and not sharing in that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I've watched high school sports. I think everybody is selling pies and cookie dough and water softener to try to make ends meet so that these teams can play. And now you're asking the local businesses, which everybody hits up, to be a part of and make sure that everybody has opportunities to play, to now sponsor or partner with high school athletes. I think it's a god-awful idea, and I hope that the WI does not implement it. I think there's a ton of other stuff that the WI has to deal with, whether it's how you're reorganizing your divisions, and if you want to start looking at shot clocks in basketball. There's a lot of other stuff that I think the WI could take a look at. I think NIL is a horrible idea when it comes to high school athletics.
I was going to pick up on something you said that I had not put into this calculus, Tausch, which is the local businesses that get hit up to sponsor all sorts of things at the local schools. And I think of Greendale, where I live. Our downtown is about a block and a half, and I got a cheer kid, and my kids have been in band, and we have theater and all this, and every group in the school goes to the same businesses in that block and a half radius, and can you sponsor this, can you sponsor that? And I appreciate them because they're so generous, but at some point somebody's got to pay for stuff over there.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's the issue. NIL and everything else is meant for, I think, college athletes, and really, I've always said it's more of the high-end athlete that is bringing people to this. Caitlin Clark, she moved the needle and brought a ton of revenue. She should share and grow with that. I totally have no problem.
So what's the motivation then, Tausch? Why would high schools...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's to keep more kids here because there's athletes that are going down to IMG down in Florida. Hey, you know what? Go for it. If that's the road you want to take, go for it. But I think high school athletics, I'm not sitting here trying to be all Pollyanna and, it's, Friday night lights and everything else. I've been around enough to know that sports is a huge business. High school sports has become a huge business. Different academies that are doing gymnastics and baseball and volleyball. It is a money-making operation. And you know what? Kudos. They're going to do it. People are paying. But what I don't want to see happen, and I saw somebody tweet something out, just go hit up the local car dealer for this kid. For a 16-year-old kid, first off, they have to prove a ton of stuff. And I don't know, Vinny, at Greendale, are these kids bringing a ton of revenue to the Greendale operation by being in band or by playing high school football? I don't think so. So I think it's just a much ado about nothing, and I don't think it's something that we should take seriously as far as implementing moving forward.
Appreciate it, Touch. That vote expected to come up next week before the WIAA. 7:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
One less Walmart in Milwaukee. The neighborhood market at 70th and Main Streets near the Milwaukee and West Dallas border closes May 17th. The 100 employees can transfer to other locations. Milwaukee's fledgling United Soccer League team could get a German partner. Bloomberg reports that Eintracht Frankfurt is seeking a higher profile in the United States with talent and fans. Millworks is a successful men's clothing store in the 3rd Ward. It's opening a second store this summer in downtown Portland, Oregon. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Universal Windows Direct. Call Universal Windows Direct today, 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. No limits. Plus, they'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. Extra protection from the elements. Call 414-410-2000. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. For every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Tell them I told you to call, and you get $250 off your order. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Make this summer the best one yet. Let Fox World Travel plan your next family vacation. Whether it's a magical Disney escape, an all-inclusive resort in paradise, or a thrilling European adventure, we offer exclusive savings for your family. Enjoy exciting activities, educational experiences, or peaceful retreats where you can relax and recharge with our trusted partners like Globus Family of Brands, Disney, and Insight Vacations. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start planning your summer vacation today.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this: who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated, might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated, because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
8:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 18th, our top story. Another name enters the race for Wisconsin congressional seat.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Mr. Trump heads back to court.
I'm Debbie Lazica, southbound on 41, right about at Main Street. The left lane is blocked. with a crash, and that's backing things up past Highway Q, so be prepared for that. Eastbound 94 slowing down just before 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side is slow from about 25th to Mitchell Boulevard. 894 westbound, yep, of course, through the construction zone out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street is going to be a bit tight. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly cloudy today with showers likely in a high of 53 degrees. Tonight slow down to 39. We will see decreasing clouds as we make way for mostly sunny skies on Friday. Right now at 49 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, if you listen to WTMJ, you probably saw this coming. Decision, Wisconsin. Congressman Brian Stile could soon have his first challenger for the seat this November. Former Congressman Peter Barca telling Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel he'll formally launch his campaign for 1st Congressional District later today. Now, he told Wisconsin's Afternoon News several weeks ago that he was considering that run. Barca, most recently the Secretary of the State's Department of Revenue. Former Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Mike Sheridan has also teased a possible run for the seat, but so far has announced nothing official.
7 jurors have been selected so far in the New York City criminal trial of former President Donald Trump, and the court gets back to work later this morning to find the rest they need. ABC's Aaron Katersky outside right now.
Donald Trump must return here when jury selection resumes this morning to find the 5 remaining jurors and 6 alternates. A whole new batch of prospective jurors is going to be responding to the questionnaire that asks things like whether they've ever been to a political rally for or against Trump, whether they have any strong views of Trump that would prevent them from being fair.
Trump is facing nearly 3 dozen charges in connection to alleged hush money payments made to an adult film star.
There was no trial in the Senate. President Biden welcoming the Senate's dismissal of all impeachment charges against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
A White House spokesman released a statement that reads, "Once and for all, the Senate has rightly voted down this baseless impeachment that even conservative legal scholars said was unconstitutional." Ian Sams went on to say, President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas will continue doing their jobs to keep America safe and pursue actual solutions at the border, and congressional Republicans should join them. The statement wraps up by calling the impeachment a baseless political stunt while killing real bipartisan border security reforms. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
A woman went missing. Now her body's been found. A homicide investigation now underway in Milwaukee's North Side.
41-year-old Tamika Stewart was found dead yesterday near the intersection of 29th and Ruby. She was last seen on Sunday, April 14th, near 10th and Center. Those two locations are roughly 7 minutes apart by car. The Milwaukee Police Department is investigating as a homicide. They have a 41-year-old male suspect in custody. The investigation is ongoing with charges pending from the Milwaukee DA's office. Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, this story is still out there. 2 months of searching, and a Waukesha County teen who's gone missing, Isaiah Kramer, still not found.
Isaiah's father, Vance, says he's happy with the work authorities have done, but he's looking into a private investigator for the case.
The sheriff's department is so busy. They obviously have other things, so if I could get someone just dedicated on it, that would be great.
Isaiah was last seen at a mental health facility in Vernon in February. Vance says his son loves people, but the lack of information is heavily concerning.
My worst fears come to mind, that I have to believe that he's still out there.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Coming up, how you can become a CIO this summer. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
Gene Miller here. Springtime. Better start thinking about those home improvement projects. Now's the time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Update your home's curb appeal and build equity with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown can also customize your project. They're your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass windows and doors. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin to see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you the farm supplies you need because we get you. For spring projects of all sizes, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like Estate Lawn and Garden Fertilizer, $29.99. Save $250 on the Massimo T-Boss 760 UTV with power steering. Assorted mud flaps, 10% off. 15% off for rewards members. And save $50 on Lund tonneau covers. Rewards members save an extra $25. We get you the farm supplies you need because we get you. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is hiring expo and food runners. It's a perfect job for high school and college students. You'll make great cash. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's the Fox and Hounds.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
As the WIAA prepares to vote on a plan that would implement name, image, and likeness opportunities for high school athletes in our state, ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher telling Wisconsin's Morning News that plan is a terrible idea.
Everybody is selling pies and cookie dough and water softener to try to make ends meet so that these teams can play. And now you're asking the local businesses to now sponsor or partner with high school athletes? I think NIL is a horrible idea when it comes to high school athletics.
Right now, 31 state associations across the country have already implemented an NIL plan for their high school athletes.
Keep an eye on those speeds and buckle up, especially through Washington County. The State Patrol conducting special traffic enforcement patrols across the county today to stop risky driving.
From time to time, we hear about these amazing opportunities to do some sort of job where they'll pay you to do something that's like traveled around the country. Right. And then, hey, if you just post to social media and we'll pay you a bunch of money and cover your travel costs.
Yeah.
Something kind of like that shaping up in Pennsylvania. This is a sweet gig.
Ice cream. He brought me ice cream.
The American Dairy Association has posted a position that'll make butterfat lovers sing. Honorary CIO, Chief Ice Cream Officer. The job pays $5,000 to road trip to creameries and dairy farms across the state for the month of July, tasting ice cream, vlogging about visits, documenting the journey, and creating content for the ADA's social channels. If you're interested, you can apply on TikTok or Instagram. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Yeah, it all sounds great, except they picked the wrong state. City of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Right. If I could offer a Wisconsin suggestion, yes.
Dairy state.
Qualifications, too. You have to be a U.S. citizen, 18 or older, valid driver's license. You got to have a car and insurance. 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. The luxurious look, sleek design, and custom colors available is guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and keep you comfortable. At Pella, we see windows differently. We have the highest rated energy efficient products and a complete range of durable, functional, and high quality products that bring out the best of your home. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. That's right, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. If you book before April 30th, take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Just because you're going to see a surgeon doesn't mean you're going to have surgery. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where the majority of patients that they see in the spine center, for example, end up being treated for their conditions without surgical intervention. Dr. Mike Nolte just told me that the other day. He was here meeting with some of us at the station. And that's exactly what I heard when I went in with knee pain years ago. I saw Dr. Holub. He told me, look, a number of different ways we can address your issue, including doing nothing. No pressure to have surgery at OAW. So don't put off a visit about what's bothering you because you're afraid of what you're going to hear. You can trust these docs to properly diagnose what's happening with you and your body and lay out a menu of options to address it. And if you need that surgery, like I did, you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
You just can't pass on less is glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Checking in with Debbie here, 11 minutes after 8.
All right. Holy cow. Southbound 41 backing up. Got a 20-minute ride from Highway Q all the way down to the zoo. Most of that happening because of an accident that is blocking the left lane on 41 southbound just about at Main Street, Menominee Falls. Backups all the way back to Highway Q. Southbound on 43 slowing from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive to Keefe. Northbound sides backed up from Fond du Lac up to Keefe. Westbound 94, as usual, 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard with the eastbound side from 76th Street through to about 35th. That's where it starts to let up. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Looks like some showers moving into southern Milwaukee County. Got some shower activity in Washington County, Waukesha as well. A lot of this moving east at the moment, and we'll see those showers through the day. High of 53 degrees. Decreasing clouds tonight, then, and a low down to 39. Right now at 50 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Best show open in the game. Thanks to Greg Pancake Hill for putting that together. Erik Bilstad, Vince Vitrano here with you till 9 o'clock. Streaming live on the YouTube, WTMJ.com, and our WTMJ mobile app. So if you'd like to watch, click the Watch Now button, or again, just check it out on YouTube. New season of Bravo's Top Chef on TV now. It's happening right here in Wisconsin.
I'm Kristen Kish, and this season, we're shaking things up.
We're in Wisconsin. But what do you think we're going to see this year?
We know going into Wisconsin, going to Milwaukee, there's going to be cheese, there's going to be bratwurst.
I need dairy.
And beer.
And a lot of beer.
Culinary competition featuring local sites and one of Milwaukee's top chefs as well as a chef testant. Episode 5 aired Wednesday night. WTMJ's Sandy Max was at a watch party Wednesday evening, and at one point in the show, the crowd had this reaction to something they witnessed. Sandy with us in studio this morning for today's Top Chef Takeaway. Another fancy party for you. Are you going to go to watch party every night?
I'd like
or
to.
Or every episode airing?
The cool thing is that our friends at Milwaukee, they are hosting this every Wednesday at the Zocalo Food Truck Park. And there's
cool.
a Zocalo Tavern. So Lori Frederick and Matt Miller, our friend, host that. And
anybody can go to that?
Yeah.
You don't have to be fancy like you?
And it is, exactly.
Invited.
I'm there with my little notepad. It's kind of funny. Like I'm actually reporting.
I'm working.
Hey,
but it really
Sandy
is,
here, WTMJ Tribune.
But it is fun. Yes, I get the scoop. Oh,
Yes.
But it is fun to watch it in a communal setting because what do you think happened when the crowd went wild?
So my guess is Chef Dan did something extraordinary.
You're on the right track.
Oh, I was assuming they showed just like an iconic thing like the bronze fonts or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
No, I will give you a killer spoiler.
Okay.
Chef Dan won the
competition.
elimination challenge,
Yes, the competition.
which
Excellent.
was all about supper clubs. And so they
sweet.
went to the Harvey House in Madison, which I was not familiar with. Do you know about the
I'm
Harvey House?
writing it down right now.
It's got a train outside, and you can eat inside this orange. It is super cool. Like, it is so cool that my best friend from college went with me, and she elbowed me twice. She's like, girls trip, we're going to Madison. Can we make a reservation there? I'm like, I think you better get on your phone right now.
Right? And that's the best part about this is that absolutely they'll get some business, which is great.
And it really is exciting for locals like us to get excited. And there was other things to learn, but the cool thing really is Chef Dan Jacobs is really representing Wisconsin genuinely and well. So when they went to the Harvey House, all the top 10 chef testants had to eat. Well, they didn't have to eat, but they were served supper club food at the Harvey House. So they ate really well. But it was fun to see all of them embracing this cuisine and getting excited about it and learning the history. But Chef Dan was completely in his element. They would bring something out and he was like, chicken livers. He literally called them Jacob's family catnip at Christmas time. Like, this is how emotional and beloved the supper club vibe is to Dan. And there was at one point where he was like pointing out dishes to his fellow chef testants and he was like, classic, classic. And he even dropped some words, classic AF, but he was very excited. So it's very fun to see him in his element. And when he won the challenge, Chef Tom Colicchio first called his relish tray lively, but then he said it was just flawlessly made when it came to the real judgment. And Judge Gail Simmons flipped her lid over the chicken liver mousse and the chef who owns Harvey House gushed about it. It's a couple who actually are going to be on Spanning the State today.
Ooh.
Shayna and Joe were of Madison's Harvey House were the guest chef judges. Also, Tori and Christine Miller of Madison's L'Etoile restaurant.
So you mentioned the contest was relish tray.
Well, it's a supper club, so it had to do a high-end
So it could be
supper club.
anything. Because I was going to say relish tray. That's pretty basic. You got your celery, you got your radishes.
Yeah,
neither of which anybody eat. Everybody goes for the couple of pickles and the olives right to start.
I'm the radish
right?
eater. That's me.
Are you? You can have them, but good for you.
But then, I didn't specify. The elimination challenge was they split up into two teams, so it's that team. That's where the drama's coming out a little bit more because it's really been a nice competition. We've gotten a whole lot of nice, like somebody's got to kick up the competition, not just beat the clock. Somebody's got to throw an elbow or
spice it up a
be
little bit.
Snarky.
No
yes.
pun intended.
So I think there you go. So I think we're getting into that. So yeah, it was a team competition, and it had to have a relish tray, a fish dish, a chicken dish, a beef dish, and a dessert.
So one of my other favorite things when we do talk about shows like this is skyline shots, the beauty shots, other things. How did Madison look to the world in this presentation?
It looked beautiful. Lots of shots. They ran all around. The first quickfire challenge was running around the Dane County Farmers Market, which is set up right outside the Capitol building.
That's
so
cool.
Really beautiful shots. They're staying at the Park Hotel. They were focusing on UW-Madison because I keep learning. As much as I was invigorated by Frank Lloyd Wright architecture last week, we learned about Chef Carson Gully, who was the head chef at UW-Madison's residence hall for almost 30 years, starting in like 1920, and he had a recipe book. So that quickfire challenge was run all around the Dane County's farmers market. You got $100 to spend, but you're buying ingredients for something you don't know what you're going to make. So that's a challenge. And what they were making, though, were recipes out of this 1949 cookbook that Chef Gully had put together about different sauces. And the cool thing about Chef Gully as well, he and his wife were the first African-American couple with a cooking show on TV in the 1950s.
On
for like
television.
almost 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So we just keep discovering cooler, interesting parts of Wisconsin's history. This isn't just, there are great glamour shots and drone shots of Wisconsin so far. But we are unfolding some of this history and what makes Wisconsin special.
Any indication on what's coming up next week?
Not exciting in that there's not a lot of Wisconsin shots. It was a bunch of kitchen shots of people hustling and bustling and saying the word chaos a lot. So there's that.
So
and then,
more on the drama, less on the backdrop.
Yeah. And it looks like the celebrity next week, if you watch The Bear, the heavyset guy who plays the handyman, who's also a Canadian chef in real life, Matty Matheson, is going to be part of the show next week.
Okay, do you have a show tonight?
I do.
What's on tap?
Yeah, so I'll talk about it more. Yeah.
6 o'clock, What's on Tap with Sandy Max on today's Top Chef Takeaway. Thanks, Sandy.
I think it's actually huge. I think it's going to change the way our chef Testins play the game.
When I say win, you say Wisconsin. Win! Wisconsin! Woo!
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here?
Well, some good news. Southbound 41, that earlier accident right about at Main Street that had the left lane blocked. Looks like they were able to clear that out of the way. So that's good news. Other than that, we've got, of course, delays on southbound 43 coming in from before Hampton all the way down to Capitol. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac up to Keefe. Eastbound 94, riding the brakes from 76th Street all the way to about 35th Street. The westbound side is backed up on 94 from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
I'm Sandy Max, host of WTMJ's What's on Tap. Weeknights at 6, you're invited to join me for conversations about culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world.
Well, for the first time ever, we are serving St. Patrick's Cream Puff.
Discover and rediscover music, theater, film, food, and topics that are unique to our state.
As of today, we've announced that Milwaukee Film will be taking over operation at the Downer.
It's your hour-long escape from the ordinary. What's on Tap on WTMJ and wherever you get your podcasts.
Mother Nature is such a tease. Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings. And now that she's given us just a wee little taste of lovely weather, we're back to meh. Cool and gloomy weather, but we know it is possible. So take advantage of the time you have right now to give my friends at Comfort Awnings a call so you can be ready for the next round of lovely weather with your own retractable awning. I did last summer and I'm so happy I did. They came out to my house, they did some measurements and were able to help me choose the model, fabrics, colors, so it looks like it's supposed to be a part of my house. In one afternoon, they were able to come back and install and clean up, and now I have an extension of my living space ready for anything from family get-togethers to just sitting and reading on my back patio. Sound good to you? Give Comfort Awnings a call at 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com for a free estimate today.
No one wanted to hire me. They just saw my disability, but not me. I worked hard to get the education and the skills needed to thrive. I was ready to work. Then someone believed in me and said yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
You can't beat Berghardt. Sports lovers love us.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
8:24 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Latest Marquette University Law School poll is out. A couple of takeaways from that. Actually, most significantly, I'm going to lead with this because I really wasn't surprised by more than two results. I was surprised by two things. First, as you were, I was surprised that the U.S. Senate race is as close as it is. Not because Republican-Democrat, but just because Erik Hovde is still relative to Senator Tammy Baldwin, not as well known, doesn't have the name recognition that she does now, and he's just getting into the race. He's spending a lot of money on advertising, so people will get to know him. But that race, according to the Marquette University Law School poll of Wisconsin, likely voters is tied at 50-50.
Yeah, I expected Baldwin to have a couple of points on him.
Yes, just by name recognition alone or
Right.
any of those other things. And she's been in the Senate she's won twice, so
Yep.
what is that, 6, 12? Yeah, more than 12 years. So someone who's been around Wisconsin politics. Hovde, a relative newcomer, although he's run before, sort of back in the spotlight again and spending some money on advertising. But that race, according to the MU Law poll, is tied at 50. The other thing that surprised me was not the Trump-Biden tightness, and we'll get into that in a moment, but the things that matter most to voters. This was an interesting question posed by MU, and it was, what matters most to you of these 7 issues? So pick one of these issues to say this is the issue that matters most to you as you consider the upcoming election. Number 1, and it was by more than 10 points. I'll give you all at home a moment to play along. It was the economy, which, okay, usually it is, isn't it?
Generally, yeah,
Right.
economy is always going to be a talk topic in every campaign.
It's the economy, stupid, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. However, we saw abortion skyrocket to the number 1 for so many people in the last major election cycle a year and a half ago. And so that has cooled off, according to this poll here in Wisconsin. Abortion policy ranks 3rd in terms of what matters most to voters, and it only gets 13% of the vote. Second was immigration and border security. So 2 things that benefit former President Trump because people view him stronger on those two issues.
And two issues that they've been touting very hard on the GOP side.
Yes, both of those are 1 and 2, with abortion policy ranking third now in Wisconsin. Some of that could have to do with recent court action and the feeling that what is coming from the state Supreme Court and even where we are now with abortion has been settled out.
Abortion also, it's now starting to slowly percolate back into the news cycle a little bit more because of what's happened in Arizona. There was a lull there in the abortion conversation, so depending on when this poll was, may play a role in that. Again, I'm just trying to dissect it any which way, but I mean, it's possible that it becomes a hotter topic. I know that the White House has been talking about it a lot now recently as well, so they
would like for it to be, because in this poll, Biden leads on healthcare, abortion policy, Medicare, and Social Security. Former President Trump leads on immigration and border security, Israel-Hamas war, which, oh, by the way, was ranked last in all of those things in matter of what's most important to you, the economy, and foreign relations. As for how that race shapes up among likely voters, and that's the metric I like to use, they also split out registered voters. These are people who in this poll say, I am likely to vote here in November. And the numbers aren't that different, but we'll go with likely voters. Likely voters, Trump 51%, Biden 49%, within the margin of error. So dead heat. They added in third-party candidates then. So that question was posed, all right, if it's former President Trump versus President Biden, which one? You got to choose one or the other. And that's how it breaks down. Trump 51, Biden 49. When they add in third-party candidates, which can be a factor. Remember when former President Trump won in 2016, you had Jill Stein siphoned off a lot of votes from Secretary Clinton and might have been the difference maker in terms of who won Wisconsin. It was Trump that time. No Green Party candidate on the ballot in 20, and Trump loses by 20,000 votes. Here's how it shapes up when they add in Robert F. Kennedy and others. Kennedy ends up getting 12% among likely voters. But the result of the Trump-Biden race remains largely unchanged. Trump 42 to Biden's 41. So, yeah, he's going to take away a lot of votes from both of those two main party candidates, yet it will shake out about the same if you look at this poll.
And there's been a lot of talk about who does he siphon more votes from. And there are arguments for both sides on that.
Right, because the Kennedy name long associated with Democratic politics, yet some conservatives like Robert F. Kennedy because of his stance on COVID, on vaccinations, other things.
Kennedy family, by the way, making news today. They're going to endorse the president today. So the Kennedy family will be out in force saying don't vote for RFK.
8:29 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Bottom of the hour headlines just ahead.
It's the final days of Diamond's Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great trip coming up this Christmas. I want you to be with us. It's Magical Christmas Markets. 5 nights in Innsbruck, the capital of the Alps. We'll take in a horse-drawn carriage ride, make traditional strudel, and spend lots of time shopping in beautiful, historic Christmas markets throughout Europe. It is going to be special, hunting for those treasures. I've got a beautiful brochure. I'll send it to you. Shoot me an email, john.mercure@WTMJ.com. John.Mercure, MERCURE at WTMJ.com. Magical Christmas Markets. This December. Won't you come with us?
Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses at Steinhoffel start at only $52 per month with 60-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. Get the Ergo Smart Base and mattress for just $94 per month with 60-month financing. Only at Steinhoffel's.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
8:31, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, April 18th, our top story. A new challenger for a Wisconsin congressional seat.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A missing woman in Milwaukee turns up dead.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We have an issue on 41 southbound, right about at Capitol Drive, off on the left shoulder. We got a broken down vehicle. Things are kind of backing up back past Hampton Avenue with this, so be careful. Southbound 43 is just heavy from before Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive on that side. Northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. Westbound 894, watch for those delays out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street with that construction zone. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, high of 53 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. We do have showers over Milwaukee County, up into Ozaki, Washington County as well, getting in on this activity. Decreasing clouds tonight, a low down to 39. We're right now at 50 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision Wisconsin Congressman Brian Stile will have his first challenger for his seat this November. Former Congressman Peter Barca, the Democrat, telling Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel he has formally launched his campaign for the 1st Congressional District. Now, you'll recall that Barca told Wisconsin's Afternoon News here on 620 WTMJ weeks ago that he was considering that run. Most recently, Secretary of the State Department of Revenue, former Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Mike Sheridan, telling the Journal-Sentinel he will not run for the seat and instead will support Barca's campaign.
A woman from Milwaukee has been found dead after being searched for as a missing person. Tamika Stewart's body was found near 29th and Ruby on the north side. Police are investigating Stewart's death as a homicide. They do have a man in custody.
For the first time in years, businesses seem interested in investing in the Century City Business Park in the city's north side. MMAC President Dale Koyenga telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News it could be a huge boost for that neighborhood.
A lot of the population there doesn't have cars. They don't have robust transportation where the jobs are at. So having more jobs in that area is very important. I hate the term Rust Belt, but when people think of that term and you're going to go, that corridor is kind of where people think of it.
Kraft Beverages just announced in February it's planning a second digital print-to-aluminum can line in Century City.
Wisconsin's governing body for high school sports could approve a plan as early as next week to provide student athletes in the state the chance to earn money for their name, image, and likeness. The NIL, similar to what college is doing currently. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta tells Wisconsin's Morning News that even if the vote fails, it'll likely get reworked and looked at again.
If it does not get passed, it sounds like they will go back to the drawing board, maybe change the vernacular, maybe just alter a few things, and then present it again. So it feels to me like this is an inevitability here in Wisconsin high school sports.
There are currently 31 state associations across the country who have implemented an NIL plan for high school athletes.
Could give a boost to efforts to bring professional soccer to Milwaukee. A top-tier German pro team could partner with a planned professional team in the city. According to an article that appeared in Bloomberg magazine, German club Eintracht Frankfurt could be planning a partnership with the yet-to-be-named Milwaukee team in areas like talent development. Now, neither Eintracht nor Milwaukee Pro Soccer have commented on the article. Yes, Erik, that's Eintracht.
You were so excited to get this script.
Sehr gut, Eintracht. Original target of 2025, you remember, for the first season. That's already been postponed to 26. And work still has not begun on a planned 8,500-seat stadium downtown.
Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, everything up at the moment as we just get underway. The Dow is up 118, the NASDAQ up a fraction, and the S&P up 4. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie & Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie & Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie & Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture. With rampant inflation affecting so many families and businesses, this will save you money. WTMJ's John Mercure here every Thursday at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. When you buy one pizza, you get one free. Buy 2 pizzas, get 2 free. Buy 10 pizzas, get 10 free pizzas. There's no limit. Coaches, bring in your soccer, baseball, softball, tennis, track team for free pizza. Your players will also love that world-class game room. It's super affordable, team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your dedicated employees and clients. They'll really appreciate you, and your second pizza is free. Order now, pick up your pizza shortly, or dine in. No cooking, no cleaning. Take a couple home for your family. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive for your free pizza today at the Mine Chef in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. A reminder, the Mine Chef just lowered their Friday fish fry to $4.99. That's crazy. $4.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Chef. Visit minechefrestaurant.com.
8:37 on Wisconsin's Morning News. You've been surprised the story hasn't gotten more attention?
Yeah, it seems like one that would affect a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a good reminder for a lot of people.
And it's right, because it can happen anywhere. It can easily happen to me kind of story. Mm-hmm. And the details are pretty awful.
It's happened before this most recent incident, too.
We're talking about here is something that played out right near our studios here in downtown Milwaukee. And it almost gave me a chill when I read this, Eric, because I had done something so knowingly stupid just a couple of weeks ago, and this was sadly a tragic reminder of why I shouldn't have done what I've done. I was done with work here, and I'm in the parking garage that's connected to the Avenue space. And if you remember the old Grand Avenue, if you've been down to the 3rd Street Market Hall lately, this is the parking garage that's just south of that space, so faces Michigan Avenue, or Michigan Street, and like 10, 15 minutes to burn, and I just sat in my car looking at emails and other stuff. And I even had the thought of it as I'm sitting in there like, hey, you're really not supposed to do this, right? When you're in parking structures or different spots, you're supposed to, keep your wits about you. Same thing I tell my daughter who lives in Manhattan, goes to school out there. Hey, can't have your earbuds in all the time. You got to be paying attention. Can't be looking at your phone. Look around you. Know where you are. But I was sitting in there doing that anyway and probably knew better. Well, you have this 57-year-old man who now faces charges of first-degree sexual assault and kidnapping, among other charges. His name is James Cole. He's accused of approaching a woman in that very parking structure here at the Avenue, forcing her at knife point to drive him to other locations throughout Milwaukee, and then sexually assaulting her multiple times. And this played out as she was doing exactly like I was, sitting in her car scrolling through her phone just before she came into work or whatever business she had here. It
was like 9:15 in the morning.
In the morning on a weekday. So according to authorities, Cole approached her car, used a number of different techniques to try to gain access to her car. First, he tried to convince her that he worked for the parking garage, and then eventually pulled a knife and got her to let him in the vehicle. And the rest of the story sadly played out as I indicated. There were multiple sexual assaults. Now, Cole is the man charged with the sexual assault and the kidnapping. His bond is set at $500,000. I checked his criminal file this morning. On record, nothing that suggests he's posted that bond, so presumably he is still being held. And he's due back in court Monday for a preliminary hearing. But a tragic reminder of, no matter where you are, right? Look around, keep your wits about you.
That poor woman. That just makes my stomach hurt thinking about her. And I mean, we've had this happen before. We had that situation in the parking garage outside of Freighter a few years ago where something tragic.
Yes, one of the medical workers there.
Just awful story that happened there. So just another good reminder, man, especially in an area of a parking garage, got to keep your head up on a swivel. And by no means are we suggesting the victim did anything wrong or is at fault in any way.
Right, I just told you. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And sadly, we need those reminders from time to time. 20 minutes before 9 o'clock. Hey, we need a contestant. We need a caller. Virtual baseball is coming up. Somebody has a chance to win a pair of tickets to see your Milwaukee Brewers. The WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Caller number 7 plays virtual baseball next. Let's do the traffic first, though, Deb.
Alrighty, well, slowdowns on southbound 41. Just before Capitol Drive, we've got a broken down vehicle off on the left shoulder, kind of in a weird spot, so things are slowing down from before Silver Spring to that point. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring down past Keith. Okay. Northbound, right around the North Avenue curve, up past Keith there. It's going to be a little bit backed up. Of course, backups on 94 eastbound from 76th Street through to 35th. The westbound side slow, 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator, Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
You are a guaranteed winner with Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for your home's beauty and defense. Siding Unlimited is siding, of course, but so much more. Windows, roofing, decks. Siding Unlimited is recognized as the MVP in all those areas by customers and suppliers alike. You want major league work done on your house, so start by contacting Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
This is your chance to be a professional baseball player.
People still don't recognize us.
For 5 minutes. Virtually, of course.
We're contenders now.
Welcome to Virtual Baseball on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Play ball!
Virtual Baseball is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Honest pricing guaranteed. Visit sidingunlimited.com. Want to do the rules first, or should we bring Brenda on? Right
let's get Brenda on first.
Brenda is with us, our contestant today from West Bend. Morning, Brenda.
Good morning.
Okay, I'll have Erik explain to you the rules, even though you may well already know them. But super folks
simple.
Playing along at home.
Super simple. All right, Brenda, there are 20 Brewers highlights. I have them labeled 1 through 20. You and Vince will play against each other. You will each select 3 highlights from the same list of 20. Your score is determined by the number of runs scored in that highlight. For example, if there's a 2-run home run, that's 2 runs for you. If you just get a single, then nothing going. There's no ghost runners or anything like this. So each highlight either has runs or it doesn't. The more runs you score, the better chance of winning. If you have more runs than Vince, then we will send you and a friend to see the Milwaukee Brewers at American Family Field. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right.
Bullseye!
All right, Brenda, would you like to be the home team or the away team?
I'll be the home team today.
All right, that means
Vinny's up
goes
first.
All right.
And also, just for the record, I would like for Brenda to win. Because I
like how you couch this.
If I win, I win nothing. So I'm rooting for you, Brenda. Here we go. I will take highlight.
All right, thanks a lot.
Number 7.
Number 7 to start is Sal Frelick.
Here it comes. And a ground ball back up the middle, right to the shortstop Henderson. He's going to go home with it, and Contreras will be tagged out. Boy, it was hit right at Henderson.
All right,
and Contreras breaking on contact.
That's a nothing burger.
Okay.
All right, nothing there.
Go with this strategy. I'm going to take highlight number 8.
William Contreras.
The 1-0 pitch, and this is driven out to center. Mullins back onto the track, at the wall, gone! William Contreras gets this game started with a bang.
Yeah, that was the one in Baltimore against Burns, wasn't it?
One-run shot, right?
Yeah. Yep,
okay,
one run.
so I'm
1-0.
1-0. I'm going 7, 8, 9, E.
All right, number 9 is Reese Hoskins.
The 0-1. Line drive left field. That's a base hit. In from third comes Frelick. It's bobbled and left by Hayes, and here comes the tying run of the plate, Adames, and he will score without a throw.
All right, so you got two
Picked
there.
up 2 there?
2 runs. Very nice. Good ending.
3-0 after Vinny's at bat.
All right, Brenda, so you got to get at least 3 so we can force a walk-off. So where would you like to start?
How about 17?
Number 17 today is Joey Ortiz.
Just Joey Ortiz gets into one deep left field. Back to the track, it is gone.
All right.
Joe
Nice
Ortiz adds to that Brewers lead.
Okay, so that was a 1-run shot, it looks like. So
Okay, 3-1, Vinny.
3-1. 2 more swings.
All right. 13.
Number 13 is Reese Hoskins.
McGill ready, 3-2 again. Swinging a little tapper right back to the pitcher. McGill fields, flips it home for 1, throw to first, Narvaez for 2. It's a double play.
All right, nothing there. All right, so now there are some 2-run, 3-run, 4-1 shots in here. So you still got a chance here with your final swing.
What if we end up tied?
Then we will have a walk-off opportunity for Brenda.
Excellent. All right, but you got to tie it up at least first. You need 2 runs, Brenda.
Number 11.
Number 11 is Bryce Terang.
Come on,
Chokes up on that bat like he always does, the 3-2. Line down the left field line. That is a fair ball for Bryce Terang. He's thinking 2 out of the box, digging for 2. Here comes the throw, and Terang's in there safely. A hustle double for Bryce Terang.
Yeah, it's nice to get a double. Unfortunately, no run scored. That means our winner today is Mr. Vitrano.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
I didn't want to win. That's my new strategy, though. I'm just going right. See, now you put these highlights in, right?
Well, yeah, but in, it's
right.
not
They're
like,
just in random.
Yeah,
order.
they get random.
Our contestants
you feel
can
really
go to the
bad
ball
about
game.
this. I appreciate
They're
it.
good seats too.
Hey, we're
8:49.
gonna leave with this: the umpire running back onto the field after using the restroom and making everyone wait for him.
And now play being held up for a moment because Bruce Strackman is now running back onto the field after having been in the Brewers clubhouse. So we can imagine, we know he might have needed to use the restroom. Could be. Before we restarted play. That's a guess, at least. He's in position now. Here we go. First pitch from Picaro, missed inside, 1-0.
Hope that bag he's carrying doesn't mean anything.
No pitch. Missed outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Correa. He is informing Willie Adames what was going on right now. Willie's got questions for him.
Adames, when you can see read Willie's lips, I'm not signing that.
We'll just let you leave it there, Debbie.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay, southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Capitol Drive where there's a broken down vehicle on the left shoulder, kind of in a weird spot. Southbound on 43, slowing from just before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. Northbound's backed up around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down just before 76th to about Hawley Road and then back on the brakes coming out of the Stadium interchange. And we've also got westbound 894 with a backup from 27th Street all the way to 68th. That's through that construction zone. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
The mayor comes to you and says, all right, I need 1 million people in 5 years.
What's your answer?
Get to know what's going on in the community and businesses throughout Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
I always think about the research that shows that even when people are pessimistic about their city, they love their neighborhood.
I'll tell you, for me, I think if we're going to really get that number, we're going to have to get a greater opportunity for the younger generation. And I mean real jobs.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ.
Erik Bilstad here for WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News for my favorite garage door, J.D. Griffiths. J.D. Griffiths, they've been doing it for more than 70 years. They don't only provide premier garage doors, but they also are detached garage builders. They got full-time crews, expert carpenters, concrete grading demolition teams. They got it all for those building detached garages. And they also have an exclusive offer for you right now, the WTMJ listener. With any purchase of a new garage door, you can save $100 on your garage door opener. All you got to do is call 414-362-7222, and you mention me, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad, or you can go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ. You can schedule your free at-home estimate. Claim your deal. It's JD Griffiths and jdgriffiths.com.
Carole King, one of the most beloved and successful songwriters of all time.
I feel the earth move under my feet.
The Fireside Theater presents Tony and Grammy Award-winning Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Her story from 18-year-old songwriter of Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow to writing hits for the biggest acts in music to the trailblazing success of her album Tapestry.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late.
Beautiful features such unforgettable classics as Pleasant Valley Sunday, We Gotta Get Out of This Place, You've Lost That Love and Feeling, On Broadway, The Locomotion, and of course, Unnatural Woman.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Every ticket to the Fireside includes memorable dining, spectacular gift shops, and free parking. Order your tickets now. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Beautiful, the Carole King musical, through May 20.
And sometimes you can find some really cool retro pieces. And the best part is, it's always super affordable. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores for first-time furniture buyers or anyone looking for great deals on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
8:55 on Wisconsin's Morning News, WTMJ. 5-day forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Showers today, high of 53 degrees. Friday's high 56 under mostly sunny skies. For the weekend, 51 on Saturday and 57 the high on Sunday under sunny skies.
Hey, heads up on the interstate. What is that, 94 West near?
Westbound 94 as you're approaching the zoo interchange.
Looks like there is a giant box that fell off a truck in the middle lane.
Yep.
Unfortunately, does not appear to be anyone looking to move that box.
Nope.
So you have everyone in that middle lane trying to get around it now. I don't know if that's a TV. What is that?
I love when that happens right after I get off the air.
Right? Yeah, box and a couple of other things right there lying in the center lane of the westbound traffic. Yeah, that's, you know what that is? Some guys moving somebody or grabbing something. No, that ain't going anywhere. Nope, that's good.
So much for the beer and pizza.
Yeah. Couple more cranks on that ratchet strap there, fellas.
Just be careful if you end up going.
No, she's good. That ain't gonna move.
That red truck went right over that stuff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not looking good. So yeah, heads up for that. Hey, real quick, this is an actual thing. This is going to happen. AI generated contestants will compete for the title of Miss AI. The world's first AI beauty pageant is going to take place.
Wait, who are the contestants?
AI creators.
So what? They've created artificial intelligence people.
Yes.
Or so images of people who don't exist. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to compete in a pageant.
It's the world's first AI beauty pageant.
Is this weird science?
Right?
Is that the thing you had up with the pictures before?
Yeah.
Those aren't real people.
No, those aren't real people.
Come on.
Those are all AI-generated people.
Three of the most beautiful women you've ever seen.
Judges will take into account classic elements of pageantry, such as looks, poise, and answers to questions.
Oh, I didn't see her before.
That's a new one.
Eric's
there.
got some of the pictures up here in his computer.
But also, the contestants will earn points for technical skill implementation. Lastly, judges will consider contestants' reach on social media, for example, the rate of audience growth and how they engage with fans on their platform. And then they'll actually announce a winner of this pageant.
There she is. Miss AI.
Yeah, this is a real thing.
Going to be hosted by that voice.
But they also are going to be asked questions. There's going to be judges that have judged real pageants before. Talk about different.
Are they going to? So are there contests? Are there skills competition?
Well,
do they have to do the interview.
They do the interview.
My hope is for world peace.
So yeah, and this is happening next. We'll have to follow on this, creating a person that can then compete with others in a pageant. Not easy, but they're going to do it. Is it easier to be in an AI pageant than a real one?
My feet are killing me in these heels. Keep smiling.
I don't care if they're not real.
Wave. Smile.
When is this pageant?
Next month. So we'll have to keep an eye on this.
We certainly will.
In Atlantic City?
God, I hope
Beautiful
so.
Atlantic City?
There she is. Miss AI.